up the cameras. Hello, friends. We are live. We're just testing some audio stuff. Do you hear me okay?
Yep.
Do you hear you guys?
That's a great question.
I'm not seeing...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you do. You do.
Yeah, it's just delay.
Okay, cool. As long as all of our audio works, then we're good. I just have... The audio comes through my headphones, or grabs from the headphones.
So. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Excellente. All right, friends. Well, let's jump back once again into the world of Toril, into the continent of Chult, into the land of ash and smoke. Let's get some music going here. Music. Let's get it going.
Play that funky music, white boy.
There we go. Oh wait, what kind of music is that? That's not what we want. We want intro track 1. Ooh, oh, so loud.
Woo! Woo!
There we go. Like blasted
I
up.
have it turned down.
Alright, there we go.
Oh my god, why did it reset?
Your body
Okay.
should be right there. Alright.
That's alright, guys, I'm good.
Oh, my ears! So, our first shot opens up. Our intro has changed once again as it seems to just shift along with our environment. We see as our camera races across the very misty mountains of the peaks of flame. As it flies by, we can see the 3 individual volcanic sources, the lava within and the smoke pillar just sort of billowing out. The time of day is like the sun is just ready, about to rise. We can see that light on the horizon as the mist sort of fills the valley of the land of ash and smoke. And as we ride across the many the many peaks, almost behind us we can hear the sounds of wings flapping, but we don't ever see its source, but we can hear that and it immediately takes one last just, and then we see soaring into the sky the dragon Tinder in our intro scene as she takes off into the distance, and our camera looking up at her comes back down facing the scenery, the establishing shot of the land of ash and smoke. We get a bird's eye view of the vast landscape that lays before you. As far as the eye can see, there is dark ashen sand. Our camera dives down and races into the desert, and as it does, we see from the darkened sand blasts, and each time they blast up, it forms another shape. Each part of the sand taking the forms of illustrations almost as we go by. We can see it like sort of hourglass style illustrate in front of us the different scenes of our past episode as we race through the land of ash and smoke to where our party currently is. We probably are also right on a dwarven road as well. We would see like a dwarven road, and on either side of the road these sort of ashen shadows appear on either side of our party's exploits. We see that last time the party had to deal with their madness aboard Mako's bite. The elements of that being quite chaotic, but a few points that would probably expose themselves to us would be the very moment where Valthine was handing Alexandria, who, encased in madness, could not recognize who they were. That moment where she's about to hand her the vial, that scene would come back, and we would remember everything that's tied to that individual moment. We would see Freesia skyrocketing across the bow of the boat. We pause on that for a moment. Our camera would shift again to the next side of the road, and we would see War being held down by all of the individuals, all of the Chultan crew, and we get like a moment of movement with each of these, and then they sort of pause, and the sand drops to the ground. And yeah, we would see all these individual scenes play out, reminding us of the last elements of our episode prior. We would also see we would see the burning ship, as you all had discovered before. It's ripped apart, and you were attacked by these little fiery, childlike creatures of unknown origin. Something that had been kept on this boat, chained and possibly caged as some sort of shipment. You fought off the remainder of what survived the attack on the Brazen Pegasus. And the very last scene, as our camera races down the road, would not be in a sort of sand hologram. It would be of our actual players, of the dome over top, as the morning sun peaks over the horizon, and our camera rests, going right from the intro right into our current reality, and we would see the dome still placed over all of you, and it would slowly rest as it. Ooh, please recharge headset. Crap. Oh. Do these have to be... This won't charge them. Crud. Alright. That's not good. Our camera would sink right into the bubble. This is the perfect time. Kyle, you said you had to go for 1 moment if you're not gone already. I'm going to switch my headphones, and then we're going to play, because these are going to die, apparently.
Well, you probably could plug those in and keep wearing them.
It is plugged in. It's not working. It's still dying.
Well, it's just plugged into the headphone jack, I'm guessing. Yeah, if you plug
So
it
we
in...
might be able to have the charger in as well.
I think those are Bluetooth headphones.
I could not have the charger in as well. I don't have a charger that long.
Rip.
Oh.
For it. And it would be like 4 cords on my head.
You need like 6 cords on your head.
For a second. Okay.
That's a guitar.
This is like the bonus scene.
I'll have to remember to keep that charged.
Rip.
Speak for me.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Very, very cool. Geez, you're all coming in kind of weird, but it's fine. How does it sound on the stream?
Jeez, you sound weird too. Damn.
Great question.
Yeah, let me know how it sounds on the stream. I'm actually going to bring my audio up really quick, because I think
Maybe echoey.
it's echoey for me. Of course,
Yeah, seems fine.
It seems fine. Yeah, it's my headphones. I just have to do a quick setting thing, because you guys all sound like you're coming through a tin can.
Tin can.
Tin can, tin can.
Take the can. Take the can.
Exactly. Sound. Device property. Let's get this. Come on. Give me the device property.
So do I need to get you a 10-foot micro USB plug?
My issues, it would be 2 things. Oh, now I can't hear y'all. Okay. Might have to do a quick restart, because now my headphones are broken. Settings. We're all gonna see this camera go a little weird for a second. Voice and video. Says that's it. Oh, there we go. Say something.
Hello.
Hello.
There we go. All right, cool. Are y'all still audible on the thing? I'm just messing with some stuff, and I want to make sure we don't lose your audio at some point. Speak.
Let me check here.
Hello.
Pop it open.
Yes.
Alexandria.
Cool.
All right, I probably should have just left these in. I just got this cord, and I really wanted comfortable headphones, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I gotta wear these crappy things for the rest of my life. I need to open this window, or else I'm gonna die of heat. Ooh. Oh, wind, please, thank you. Ooh.
Yeah, I think audio's good.
Okay, cool. As long as it is solid. All right, so let's get our wonderful happy music because we're in the happy place at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
inside of the bubble.
I mean, that's fair. I don't feel safe though.
Well, you shouldn't. We are entirely too close to a fairly angry dragon in a place that there is no cover.
So yeah, our camera rests inside the bubble right now. We'll say that Alexandria is in a sort of we'll say that she's awake right now. While Kyle isn't with us, she's flipping through some pages. She probably woke up early and is just waiting on the rest of you. She's going to sit in the background for a little while. We'll do what you guys do until Kyle comes back to wield her. But you would all awaken at one point or another, I imagine, within the safety of the bubble.
Did we do watches last night?
I think the last thing we left off on was the night. Would one of you have done a watch?
Well, I think we would have just used our normal watch schedule.
Use your normal watch schedule, yeah. Nothing would have assailed anyone last night. I would have, or you wouldn't have caught anything. I would have just rolled to see like who on watch would have had an issue. But I think it's best to expedite watch a little bit. At least in this part. You guys probably would have stayed up. I imagine in a dangerous land to make sure nothing was waiting for you outside the bubble the next day, and I believe the bubble can be translucent or transparent, and you should be able to keep up a decent watch. And I would say, other than the occasional lizard that would sort of scrawl its way by, if that, the only thing of interest would have been the night sky, how clear it was. On this day, I believe it's still clear skies for the party. Let me check really quick. I believe clear skies. Aurora Borealis would have been visible as well during the night. All the stars visible as well. Quite beautiful in contrast to the land of ash and smoke, as the skies are clear where you are, but you can see as you go deeper in that the smoke from the many volcanoes that surround this area, as for its name, the sky will be blotted out the deeper you go.
Not to mention it's going to be apparently unbearably hot today.
Yeah, right now it's quite cool. You're in a 70 to 68 degree tempered, perfect climate controlled area within Lehman's tiny hut, and it's I don't know if there's a visual for the heat. We'll see what it feels like when this bubble drops. The bubble still probably has another good hour before it dissipates, so you guys are allowed to interact this morning if you want, or head right out. It's completely up to you what you'd like to do.
Roland, we should do our water stuff in the morning while we're in the bubble. It'll be cooler. that way.
Roland's not in the bubble.
Oh, not in the bubble?
No. He's okay, so you know how we can loot or dig for treasure, quote unquote?
Yeah, if you're in a ruin.
Are we not in ruins?
No. You're
no.
You're on the road. I mean, you could you're on this road. I would say you can definitely try. I'm not sure what you might find. It would have to be extraordinary in the roll department, because you're just on a road. There's no you can't see any shell of a foundation of towers or gates or anything. This is just the road. So depending on what you might find, you could get something. I don't know about treasure. I don't know if this is a spot where you're going to find treasure or relics.
I mean, I'd certainly like to try.
So were you foregoing a rest then for this?
He was. He rested. I was just like thinking like when he woke up early and looked, wanted to snoop around.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
could do a snoop around. I don't know if you're gonna be able to like dig for artifacts or anything like that, but you could have already been outside of the bubble when other people woke up. Yeah, give me an investigation check. Stepping outside of the bubble, the temperature, even though it's like morning, probably early morning, the sun was barely rising. It was probably before our intro even started, where we saw the sun on the very crest. The heat difference is almost like 30 degrees. Like you're stepping into an oven even at this early in the morning. Like there's residue heat left over. It's probably in the 90s, but you can feel it rising further and further, and you think it will well break 100 degrees.
All right, well, better do this fast then. He's looking at the sun. Ugh.
Yeah, it's on the horizon. Go ahead and give me an investigation check or perception. You do perception if you're looking around for.
Thank you. Perception is much better.
Yeah, investigation would surmise that you already have things to put together.
No, never.
Yeah, I mean, you do a nice like morning little stroll, probably not too far from your friends, since I imagine you don't want to get lost. But you can go a pretty good distance since it's a very flat plain. It's easy to get back to where you were. You walk the Dwarven road. You see some of the ancient runes carved into it, still holding true. Dwarven forged architecture. I mean, it's just to show the strength of dwarven stonemasonry. It's still here, though it's definitely taken some damage, being under probably much punishment from the land of ash and smoke. You can see that parts of it have definitely taken some damage from falling meteors at one point or another. Maybe a magma flow came over here in one point or another and stained certain parts, but you can see that this road is actually still intact, and there might even be some dwarven pride there to feel this road's still here. Your people have not disappeared.
Oh yeah, definitely. You'd probably find him just looking around outside.
Probably 50 feet or so. You could see him through the translucent bubble.
Unfortunately, the turtle Long John Silver's over there didn't make it.
Wait, what? I don't get the joke.
I was going for the Dwarven Road is fine. The fast food place along the Dwarven Road.
Oh, the Turtle Island didn't really. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Turtle Island didn't do as well as the road.
Route 66.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
So yeah, you go to call for war, and he's not in your. You see him. He's outside, or for Brolin, sorry, and he's out there.
I'll probably walk out to him. Brolin.
Yeah, you feel that heat difference hit you quite quickly. The sun now can be seen a good portion of its top on the very edge. We're still early in the morning, but you immediately start to feel that heat creep up over the land.
Yeah. He goes, hey, good morning. Yeah, watch out. It's pretty hot out here. It's gonna be a tough trek.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about. We might want to do the water inside the bubble. Make it so that it's cool for when we fill up our water skins.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Alright, I'm done looking around here anyway. Ugh. Old roads down here. This road probably leads all the way to Harakmar. Interesting to see. Didn't know our societies lived so close, eh?
Yeah. Your... what's it? Uncle Adric said as much?
Yeah. Used to be one big old empire before Harakmar died.
Did I tell you your uncle knew my grandfather?
Really? I didn't know that. That's funny. I like that. Well, hopefully when all this is over, I can take a look over there. Ed, you said back to that back to the intro had those wings flapping.
Yep.
Have I heard any of that out here
Nope.
in the quiet morning?
No, that was just
Okay.
in the intro.
Okay. Goes.
Don't worry, the dragon is wrapped around the bubble.
You just turn and it's right there. Oh my god.
Stick your hand out and it gets barbecued. Yeah.
Oh hi. Yeah, let's get inside. Oh, those guys, I don't know how they're gonna fare. War. I don't know how I'm gonna fare. I'm albino.
It'll be okay.
Alright, and with that he'll walk in with you.
All right.
And he will cast.
Yep.
Free water for the day.
Yeah, spend your
Yeah.
spell for the water. We
Just
would.
making sure the
Yeah, we would.
spells that I have.
How much water is it?
10 gallons. Let
Where
me
are you
cast
storing
right
it?
now.
We have the rain catchers.
And
believe-
how many?
I think I have 2, and they're 5 gallons apiece.
Perfect.
So I thought it was perfect. Yeah.
You are carrying a lot of weight with that. I don't think it. I think the
Well,
thing itself.
All of us have a
might
gallon
say.
water skin too. So
You do, I
I've
thought
got a
maybe
couple
you'd
of water
split it.
skins. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Separated out.
All right. Yeah. Splitting it up is going to be a lot better on War's kneecaps.
Yeah.
That's
That
a
would
lot
be
of.
appreciated.
It's a lot of weight in that level of heat. He might actually. He would require probably another gallon if he were carrying all of it. Excellent. So we've spent that. That's all for the day. What of Valthine and Alexander and Asteria? Not as she's not here. What of Valthine? What of
Wait,
Valthine
she's
and
totally
Frisia?
there.
Where is she?
You don't know. She's been following the whole time. What of Valthine and Frisia
Alex?
this morning?
Prisha is completely fine with this weather.
Are you?
It's normal.
Are you really though?
You step out into the heat, or do you say it's fine from inside the bubble? Okay, all right.
No, she steps out into the heat. It's like it's not as bad as you guys are making it out to
It's
be.
morning, Brescia. It's cool.
Right now,
This is
it's
the-
like normal temperatures, like 95.
What you guys are forgetting is she grew up in Calamsham.
It's true, you did. You're also used to quite extreme heat. Well, no one ever gets used to it, but I imagine it's something you're not unfamiliar with. So yeah, we would see pretty much almost everybody step out. Alexander would probably look to you. Valfine snap her book shut and probably suggest something along the lines of if everybody's leaving. Me too. Then I guess we're getting ready.
Yeah, she's scrambling around trying to pull paperwork together and stuff, and especially from yesterday, she kind of checks her throat again, make sure everything's working, and then flipping open her journal, she'd write something quickly in it, kind of scribble it down, slap it shut, and then find it
All
in
right.
a pouch somewhere. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we would see that. I apologize, Kyle. I didn't notice you were back. I just roleplayed your character for you.
Oh no, that's totally fine.
Okay. Welcome
Speaking
back.
of which, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Actually,
You guys ever on your march, your solitary march to the bathroom, just start chanting?
Please.
No, it's gonna be like an epic battle you're walking into. Just I am of the Night's Watch.
Say your oath before you get in there. Pray.
My
Like,
watch is long and unending, for the night is dark.
full of terrors.
Night is dark and full of terror.
Squatty Potty, aid me in my time of need. For I wield Charmin Ultra Plus.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Shall not end until my death.
The
Shall take no wife,
God,
hold no
sometimes they feel
lands.
like that. That's for sure.
In your absence, Alexandria, the party is waking up. A couple people have stepped out, coming back in. Water was created, dispersed among the party in water skins, and one of the holders, the rain catchers. The party seems to be one at a time leaving the portal. The only one, or your bubble, the only one left inside right now is Valfine, who's just cleaning up her stuff. It looks like the party's getting ready to go.
All right, sweet.
So we would see the bubble fade down as you release the spell, and the heat pours in and fills the space almost instantly, like you're being transported into a into a sauna. As it
Valfine's hair immediately goes.
yeah. It is dry and hot. And it's quite a bit right now. By this time, we would see the sun almost in its entirety, still rising, but it's almost made its way all the way up over the horizon itself, and the heat of the day will begin bearing down upon you. Where are we? What are we doing? Are we on the road? Are we heading to a next hex? Do you all have any discussions to have with one another upon the road? Which hex are we going to? These are all a few questions I have for y'all.
I would love to check the hexes if we were on the map.
Let's
What's
check.
this clock do?
hexes. What's this clock
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
And you're on
We
the
got
right
like
now.
8 of them there still.
There you go. There you go. Right there.
Right.
Oh man, my room looks so moody.
My theory
perfect.
was we had
It's pretty sweet.
I'm underwater.
here.
Yeah,
So you can.
Wait, ping that again.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
it
can
likes to
follow-
go around the mountain.
Yeah, you've got 2 hexes in front of you. Technically more if you want to head into the mountains or which. You can head straight north, or you can follow the coast a little bit further. You can't see it in the distance behind you, but you can see at some points in time south of you some seagulls in the distance. So you know the shore is close behind you. So it's just whatever hex you guys want to go in. Straight into the desert to be surrounded by these peaks pretty much on all sides, or continue following the coastline area. Well, close to the coastline area.
Do you want to cut up and then over? Like, are we going straight in, or are we gonna?
The road heads north.
I would north.
I mean, hey, if you want to go to Harakma, all for you.
It's a little late for that, Brolin.
It's a joke.
The goal is to get out of the desert.
Yeah.
Alright. So if the party takes the road, your navigator will get a permanent +2 to their navigation.
Do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, why not?
Alright. Let us step into the day, friends. Get into our traveling routine. Bust it open. I believe we all have the spells prepared that we want prepared for today. Is that correct?
Yep,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm all prepped.
What of our spellcasters?
All of my spells prepared.
What of our my wizard?
Hold on.
That's usually the question.
Hold on.
He needs to
I don't
find
have a
his
book. I don't have a book. I have no props. It's okay. Let me look at my spells. I actually.
Let
You
me
might-
check my wizard smartphone real quick.
So remember, AO, Lord of all that is neutral.
Yes.
I told you about that spell that I was going to pick up,
Yes.
but then realized I can't cast those yet.
Oh, you can't cast that level of spell?
No, I thought I was
Aw.
getting another spell casting level, but I'm just getting more of the same.
More of the same. Okay. Cool.
I'm a bad boy.
I'm sad too. That would have been sweet.
Must be nice to be level 6.
Well, it didn't get me anything
It is.
really. So
I plan on being level 5 for a long time still.
Come on, War, have some humility.
Are you
Multi-attack bullshit.
are you currently satisfied with your spells as they are? Same with Brolin, I believe, who also has to choose from a large prepared spell list.
Yeah, I still don't have all the spell. I have to basically have all the spells on my sheet.
Yeah, you don't have to do those. I mean, you can just type in cleric spells into the compendium. It'll show you a list.
Druid ones, which would help more.
Or druid. That's sorry, druid. You're not a cleric. You're a druid.
Yeah, while we're at it, why don't you grab a couple of cleric spells?
Why don't you grab
while
some
we're at
sorcery spells? You throw them in
Yeah,
there, bud.
yeah. Let's,
Oh, wow,
let's do some
thank-
quicken spell.
Thank you, Ao. You're so generous for some reason.
You're supposed to say I'm so neutral and even
I'm so
tempered.
new. I don't even care.
Thank you, Ao. You're so meh. It's nice of you to say.
I'll try to be as quiet and undisturbing as possible.
Excellent. If we are happy with our current prepared spells, and ready to move
I get hellish rebuke.
if it's on the druid spell list, sure. If it's on the druid spell list. The next is our marching order, so let's see about making sure that you're all still satisfied with what this looks like. I'll leave it on here for a moment.
Can we change the sand to like grass or something?
Nope.
No.
It's just endless sand that you're in right now, unfortunately.
You asked
feel
me
like
if I
it's a
liked what I saw. So.
Bad omen here that I'm in the crater.
Yeah, you're stepping through.
It's cover.
Stepping through a crater. Yeah, partial cover if you go prone. There you go.
We'll
From
head to
range
the
to
pits. Yeah.
If everyone's happy with where they are here, roles, navigation, mapping, which we don't need, but foraging, navigation, foraging, and scouting seem to be our prominent ones in our current hexagon. How are we laying this out? These 3 roles can be filled. One is required, absolutely required, which is navigation. So I know that's going to be Brolin. Brolin's going to get a +2, so he'll be at a +7 to his bonus. He's currently rolling normally. Is anyone helping him?
War was assisting.
War is continuing to assist this day?
Yeah.
Excellent. So we have War and Brolin. Valfine, you're usually our scout, yes?
Yeah, unless Frisia wanted to.
I will assist you. You are still better at that than me.
Really? What's your bonus?
To perception.
Perception.
Perception is 5.
8.
I love how you're just like,
8. Please.
Shut up! All
I
right.
heard that one.
You and the number 8 come up
Yeah.
a lot.
Don't curse me before we get started here. We're gonna die.
Alexandra is foraging for food still?
Always and forever.
Always and forever. Cool. I will assume that these are it until you tell me they're not for future hexes. Just wanted to establish that for this session that that's what we're doing. Just let me know if any of those change. So let's do it. Let's jamboree. What is our speed? Are we going at normal? Are we going at fast? Are we going at
Probably
slow to
fast, I think.
stealth to try to hide? Remember that if you do not stealth during travel, this is just a little fun fact I'll throw out there. If you do not stealth during travel, that means any encounters you run into, they're pretty instantaneous. Like if something's going to hurt you, it sees you. So that's something always to note, and things can surprise you.
It's a lot of foreshadowing with the ask into the spell list and the current disclaimer. It just-
Nope. I'm just going down the list
Go down the list.
of things
We're
that
gonna run
I'm
into
just going down my list
all
of things that are gonna
wizards.
fuck your shit.
I'm just letting you guys know because that is something we have to do.
I vote normal pace because fast we're gonna miss stuff and then probably get. Don't you get exhaustion or something weird? Fast
Normal
paced?
pace is difficult because you get a -5, I believe, to the navigation roll.
You mean fast?
Fast, sorry. Fast is -5 to navigation and perception, I believe. They're both like you don't get to see as many things, and like you get to go possibly 2 hexes because you also have to be able to roll the d. You have to get above. You have to get a 3 and a 4 on a d4 to get the extra hex. So you might not even get it.
Normal pace.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Very good. Let's roll for navigation. It's going to be with advantage.
Survival, right?
Bonus of 7. You're not rolling it. I always roll it.
Oh, okay.
You want me to move our hex?
Yes, please. Place your hex.
Do we know if we're moving?
You will always move that hex. I have a hidden hex if you are not in the spot that you are. So I know. So don't worry about it. It's all good. Pace is normal. And we're in there. Did that roll? I think it did. Okay. Alright. So, your morning goes without issue. There are parts of the road that break apart, and you're able to find it once again with time. But it's difficult. It's difficult to hold to the road. Sometimes you have to assume there are moments, even almost half hours at a time, where you are just walking through the thick, dark sand and hoping that your navigator Brolin is going to make it to the next chunk of road. And that trust maybe gets pushed at certain points until, yes, at the end of your morning and into your afternoon, he does once again find the road, and continue moving along it. In your afternoon, you also face no issues. This is just straight travel through your morning, through your afternoon, through most of your day. You are just moving step by step, drinking water whenever you get a moment. You can see at certain points, feel rumbling in the ground as you are on many ley lines of volcanic energy, as you are surrounded on all sides by volcanic arches that rise up into the air. Some of their peaks too far in the distance for you to see, but you can still see the smoke rising from many miles away. There are moments where you would see some of those comets shoot through the sky, but they're far in the distance from you and would have no effect of you in the time. Can I get that foraging check from you, Alexandria? Just survival check.
Watch this. Watch.
Watching.
Nice. Yep. You are able to scrounge up whatever kind of desert food crawls your way. Meats. There are no plants or vegetation, so it would be like seeing like the head of a snake in the ground, or some sort of creature of the kind, and just like ripping it out, and it's just being this small morsel that you can like kill immediately, like snap its neck and like just pocket it.
I know. I kind of like the tumbleweed salad.
The tumbleweed salad. There's not even tumbleweeds here, man. Not even tumbleweeds. As you begin carving your path, continuing along the afternoon, you lose the road again, and into the evening, you do not find it.
You know, I wasn't going to say this. I really wasn't. But we were risking so much trusting a dwarf to follow a road. Think about it. All the great tales, the legends of Tolkien, those roads, all they had to do, just follow it through the forest, and they lost it. It's a simple road.
It's not an easy road to follow.
You're right.
Well,
it's moving
it is
so
made
fast.
from dwarves.
Aren't they better suited to tunnels anyway?
You're right.
You can hear them all talking about you, bro, and they're only probably 30 feet or so behind you.
Shouldn't have trusted a
You
dwarf
gotta
to
stay
do an
strong,
elf
Iku.
job.
The road
gotta
is
stay
not
strong.
before you. You're not sure if the road is no longer before you, but yeah, stay strong. You're hoping that it will show up, but it's getting to that point where you have all had to endure the heat of the day. Your water skins are getting low. The temperate climate of the tiny hut sounds so good right now, and your feet ache from having to walk along dwarven stone. That hard pressed thing. There was probably moments where it's like, oh god, this stone hurts my feet, and then you get in the sand, like, oh, finally, and it's so burns, and you're just like stuck
Yeah.
over. Unless, of course, you're wearing like boots of any kind, which I imagine you are. But it's definitely walking through the thick sands is like kind of getting through mud. You have to do like extra work to get through it. So the road is nowhere in sight unless you turn around and try to find it again, which might take a long time. But the evening has fallen upon you, and the time to make camp would be now, unless you want to press on.
Can...
All right. Are we taking?
We shouldn't get exhaustion in the middle of a desert.
No.
No,
no.
yeah, I vote the frick. Yeah, turn on the bubble. I need to sleep.
Only closers get the
Roland's
bubble.
badly sunburned. It's not like he's like sun poisoning or anything, but he's bad.
He's now a red dwarf instead
He's a
of
very red.
He looks
dwarf.
like a tiefling with a beard.
Yeah.
I think at this point too, like even Velphine like took her cloak off, and she's kind of got it not over her shoulder, but she tried to like stuff it in her pack. So even Velphine isn't wearing her like heavy duty clothing that's covering everything just because of the heat.
War probably took off that tent a long time ago.
Why didn't you guys prepare to travel into the jungle? Roland's totally fine. He's got like bone armor, but he's got like he doesn't have any sleeves, and he's just kind of in a breathable outfit.
I
They're
come from the
totally
colder north.
prepared to travel the jungle, and then I gesture around.
Well,
Fair point.
this used to be a jungle before everything's died.
Well, the only thing we knew live around here was dwarves.
And dragons. Right?
I feel like this might be the dwarves' fault.
What? Alright, first off, we haven't been here in like 100 years, tops. Alright, 90.
Damn climate change.
Oh my god.
Just bring up the bubble so I can sleep, please.
During climate change on this flat Earth.
Everybody knows the Earth is flat. Or Faerun is flat.
Faerun is flat. I mean, look at the map. It's 2D. It's all flat. It's
Look
not,
at the
there's no-
map. It's
it doesn't
flat.
even come up or
It's
anything.
flat.
Oh god.
There ain't no globe.
I'll bring up the bubble.
All right.
Check me, atheists.
The bubble comes up. Is everybody allowed inside?
She will make a jest about how only closers get to sleep in the bubble, but she'll still let him in.
All right. You all attempt to find rest on your second night in the land of ash and smoke, with the prayers that the road will find you again in the morning. You're all doing your regular watch. Who's first, second, third, and fourth? Because something happens.
Oof.
Oof.
That's... Ooh.
So,
Meta
one
knowledge.
has to take the first watch, right?
Well, you don't know which watch it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Velphine can take 2 because of
Right.
4-hour trance thing, yeah. So if I need to cover 2 shifts, I can. But we do have Freesia now, so...
Okay. You want to take 1 and 2? Delphine?
Yeah, I think let everyone get as much sleep as possible before...
1 and 2, and
And
what
then I can trance 4 hours the end of the night.
Yep. Depends entirely upon who because I'm rolling a d4. So it depends entirely upon who gets rolled here. So, Valfine has.
Take a shift.
You'll take a shift. Third? Okay. Kyle?
Before... Well, I guess I won't be taking any shift.
Okay.
I'll save this for after. Never mind.
Okay, cool. I can, if you want to do like a role play thing, totally. I just want to get these numbers down. Who's 4?
I guess I'll take the 4th one.
Cool. I know who everybody is. If you want to, there would be plenty of time. This encounter isn't going to happen until probably at least an hour in situation. So please feel free to interact the night before, or just before you set up camp.
All right. So when we're all set up, and everybody's kind of chilling in the bubble before first watch, is Valfine? What watches are Valfine?
First,
The first two. So she would take like the first two all the way through, and then she'll probably trance after those 2 watches are done. Yeah.
Okay. So she will stay up for the first watch and sit next to you. So it's been a long day.
It has. It's fucking hot.
Well, it's not hot in here.
Ugh.
At least.
You're in the midst of cooling off. You just got into cool weather.
Thank Coralon for that.
Well, no, my name is Alexandria.
Yeah, well, no, your name is actually Valoria, but yes.
Shh! Don't remind the dwarf.
I think everyone knows what your name is at this point.
They have short-term memory.
Is their vision based on movement?
No, only fear. Jesting
Yes,
aside, I did want to talk to you about something. I've, mostly when you aren't, well, probably don't think any of us hear it when we're fighting, but I've heard you, well, screaming curses and spitting fire about some kind of 8-bow curse. I don't know if that's related to your bow, but if it is, I have a gift. And she opens up her spell book and turns to a page. The ink is dark, but it almost glimmers as if there's light within the ink, as if it's catching the firelight in a strange way, or perhaps generating the light on its own. But although the runes you may not be able to understand, she describes what the spell does for you.
Are they written in any language?
Oh wait, no, you understand Celestial. So yeah, you would be able to read it, and before you get the chance to really identify the spell, she'll just say, I got this gift. I can remove a curse. Perhaps this curse on your bow that has seemed to weigh so heavily upon you?
Yeah, I guess I would appreciate that. Although the curse on the bow is pretty minor. In combat, I can't seem to stop myself. There's some kind of... It's hard to explain. Some kind of... I can only describe it as bloodlust, I suppose. Let's just say it would be dangerous if any of us started sparring out of nowhere and someone were to get seriously hurt. But
Well.
how often can you cast the spell?
Well, as many times as I have third rings available to me. So 3 times a day, or just 1 today, and then I'll sleep it off. With the magical well restored by morning.
wouldn't be opposed to having a curse removed from. Is that something you could do?
Well, Velfina, wouldn't be offering or presenting the spell to you if I didn't plan to use it.
Listen,
So-
okay, heat stroke really sucks.
She puts her hands on her knees, and the book is open as she sits cross-legged, and she gives you a stern look. She says, "Present the artifact."
She kind of slings it off her back. She's on watch, so she's all equipped, ready to go, and slings it off her back and looks at it for just a second before she sets it down in front of you, cursing it silently.
Alright, she sets the bow above her spellbook, and she begins to chant softly in Celestial. Her hands dancing across the woodwork, watching as light pours forth from the ink and infuses into the bow itself. And as it begins to glow with that silvery light, she finishes the chant and says aloud, "Curso Begano!" And with a flash, the light is gone, and you can hear almost far off in the distance the sound of a metal chain snapping.
Yes.
And then she hands it back to you with much fanfare.
As you feel that snap, you understand only now. And I will say, this is interesting because perhaps Alexandria doesn't understand. But you have lost attunement to the item. You are no longer attuned to the bow.
After she did that,
We hear the chain snap, and you are no longer attuned to the bow.
it doesn't feel like I was expecting.
The bow has not changed in any way visually. It feels like it has the same weight in your hand, but you are no longer attached to it.
I'll have
Still
to.
holding the bow.
This is something you weren't able to do before.
Excuse me.
To
What was that? That I wasn't
you
able.
feel
to do?
as though you could use other weapons. You could use other stuff. You don't feel like you have that bloodlust anymore. That's broken away from you. You could feel like you could fight someone and not kill them, effectively.
Well, that's comforting.
But you do not feel any of the other power of the bow at your disposal. You are unattuned from it.
I'll have to meditate on this. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm hoping we won't have to use this gift in the future, but considering we're heading to some long-forgotten, buried place with a lich in it, maybe be useful. But, barring such tragedy, at least we were able to rid you of this minor inconvenience.
The will of the bow is no longer a problem for you right now.
She would reach out and hug you. And hold you just for a moment. Because we were
They do-
interrupted so quickly.
They
on the
don't
boat.
notice it, but Roland is watching.
He would be that little creeper.
It's a tiny bubble. You're all in the same
weird.
space.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
supposed to be
There's
sleeping.
no way you can't watch each other. Or hear each other at the very
This
least.
is this is fucking Drax out of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
He's just like staring.
He did type that before you guys started talking.
He did, I suppose, yeah.
He's got nothing else to do. He's looking at his bowl. He's looked at his bowl for like 40 minutes. Guys are still at it. It's like, oh, okay.
Technically, the long rest only needs 6 hours of sleep. So yeah, you could just be chilling.
Can you tell me what the weather is going to be like tomorrow with Druidcraft?
Yes. Was there anything left between Alexandria and Valfine?
I mean, Yeah, she would hang on to Alexandria just for a minute, kind of getting closure for yesterday, I suppose.
Brolin would nod his head. There you go.
Fuck it, this is Drax from the stupid movie.
I
must be so embarrassed.
I'm sure I'm invisible right now. Moving so slowly.
If there are no more words to be exchanged, we would see you embrace her, and you would begin your first watch, yes?
That's sweet.
Alright. Let's see which watch is affected.
Don't worry, you guys. They
Uno.
can't hurt us.
Well, at least a good perception check is going to be on first watch, right? So I can roll perception now, right?
Well, what's your passive, bud?
My passive is 18, bud.
Nice.
Getting aggressive over here.
Good job, bud. Brendo.
Buddy.
Tell me what I see, bud.
Your eyes explode. And your perception's 0. Take that.
Technically, you couldn't see his eyes explode.
That's true. I just said your eyes explode. Alright.
Well, damn.
Oh my god, now you could be Illidan.
So,
We're a blind
as the this is perfect because as the sun falls, as it crests its way over the horizon and disappears in a thin line of light, you start to sort of get a familiar with everything that's around you. Something that would catch your eye in the distance, not even a half mile away from where you are now, is a glow coming from an orange glow coming from beyond one of the many large dunes, and you can see it just sort of glowing in the air. It becomes, as it gets darker and darker during your shift as night falls, it becomes very prevalent, this glowing orangish light coming from about a half mile distance to the north, and you can see that more sort of orange light comes from beyond it as well. This is a good distance away, but there definitely seems to be a glowing coming from over there.
Should probably look up from the journal she's writing in.
Slowly grows, doesn't move. Slowly grows as it gets darker.
Slowly grows.
The light gets
this?
brighter
Like
as it gets
this?
darker. It's going
like
up.
this.
No, it's like a
What are we
very.
talking growing?
It is growing in that as it gets darker, the light becomes more and more visible. You're looking out at a very dark area. It's a little bit cloudy. You can still see the stars up above. Brolin, I forgot to tell you about the weather. Tomorrow is going to be blistering hot, dry, and sunny. But it's dark everywhere. The moon is not quite as bright in the sky as it was last night, as it begins to come back down to its to its darker form. But it's just a glowing light on the other side of a ridge, of a dune, in the distance.
From here, can I pick out any shapes or anything like that? Can I roll a perception check?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
See if it's a silhouette of something, potentially. Nope.
Nope.
Woo!
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Your L5C.
I'm busy with this journal real quick. Man. Oh,
It
man,
is
it's hot out here.
the only thing that you can notice just naturally is that it's stagnant. It doesn't move. Whatever is glowing over there stays still during your watch. Does noise come through the bubble? Kyle?
It can.
It can.
I don't. For the purpose of like
Of
hearing
keeping
stuff
track,
speaking
yeah.
on us,
Yep.
yeah, I would totally let that.
You are looking down in your book. You're just reading over some pages.
She's got a quill and she's scribbling,
Yep.
reviewing, scribbling, flipping pages back and forth, comparing a couple.
You're going through your passive perception 18. As you go through pages, you flip a page, and as you flip the page, we usually hear that iconic, and as you go to flip a page, you hear something. It doesn't sound right when you flip it. You go to flip it, and you hear. And when you go to flip another page, it flips normally. And the page lands, and as it lands, you hear. It's not coming from your book. And the sound
this,
grows.
Is this like a wind passing? Or is it...
It's ambient. It's in... As you look around and you think of that, that thought brings your mind. Is it around me? Is it whatever? You can hear it grow. It's coming from the sky. An echo that is racing across the desert. It keeps growing, Valfine. Echoing out across the desert, we can hear this horrible cry of a dragon. And you can see the shadow of this creature as its wingspan comes into view. You can hear and feel the sand kick up, but maybe not even a quarter of a mile away from you. You can see the sand, and you see it as it flies by, a dark bullet in the night as we see the sand. It just sort of blows out of the way as this thing rides on the ground, and we can hear its call again as it echoes across the land, enough to wake any and all of you up in this moment. And we can hear the wing flap even at this distance away. And we see the thing finally land. All of you can be awakened in this moment as it perches that half-mile away right on that ledge where all of that glowing orange light is on the other side of, and it lets out another horrible call. And we see, not from this distance, we wouldn't be able to see anything other than its silhouette. We would not see what I was about to describe. You would just see the wings of this creature fan out. This large dragon that seems to have taken no current notice of your bubble. It climbs down. It seems to be facing away from you, its wings silhouetted against the orange light. It climbs down the other side of the ridge, and we hear the sounds of... And from this distance, you would probably see spilling up over the side of the dune a mote of magma. As it would spray up, and it would be bright in the light. Even a half-mile away from here, you would see it. And you can see the shadows of the wings as they sort of flap across the area, the shadow of the beast, the creature within the glowing light, as you can hear the just this sound of this whatever is going on the other side of this ridge. This thing seems to be roiling in it.
Is that can I recall if that looks like Tinder? Or do we know if it's Tinder?
Your passive perception's 18. Freeza stealth 21. Not quite as big as Tinder, no.
It's like dragons back on the menu, boys.
It is. It has taken no notice of you since I believe the tiny hut can be opaque on the other side, and you can choose the color. Correct, Kyle? That's how that functions. Yeah. And you would probably just choose black. It's not going to find you. It's not looking for you.
Sand color.
Looks like meteor. You basically you're pulling right now. Exactly what you're pulling. You are Frodo and Sam at the gates of the two towers. You've got the fucking elf cloak over, and you're just the rock in the ground.
Rock over the thing.
Yep.
I guess writing in the book. Opening the pages again.
What are the rest of you doing? You would all have awoken to this horrible sound and the sight of this creature and been able to see all of this.
Or just staring.
Just see the shadows.
Like,
you see its wings.
Shield and axe. Like he grabbed them immediately.
Clever girl.
Alright, you got your shield and axe. What are the rest of you?
Brolin's like, what? What is that? Is that tinder?
It doesn't look like tinder. It's not as big.
Smaller dragon. Can we tell what color it is?
Not from here, it's too dark. You only saw its silhouette. Dark vision doesn't go up. Unfortunately, you don't have dark vision half a mile.
It's black and white.
Exactly, it's black and white if you did.
Do you know of any other dragons around here that aren't tinder?
I mean, I can do a history check. I'm from Chult. I would think I would know all the dragons that lived in Chult.
That's what I'm counting on, Brolin.
Well, that's Dustin talking. Brolin, I don't know. Let me think. Dirty 20.
The last other known dragon in Chult was a blue dragon who took to the Valley of Embers for quite a long time, but was in the Valley of Embers in the Nisi Waste. But Tinder has been the legend is that she killed it because no one has seen it in a long time. Tinder has always been the only dragon that anybody knew of on Chult.
That doesn't make any sense. Tinder's killed all the other dragons. There used to be a blue one, but everyone said she killed it.
Unless this is one of Tinder's children.
As you say that, you hear echoing in the distance.
I shall name you Kindling.
As a second dragon soars down from the mountains, or you're not even near mountains. It would just come into view, and we would see it perch again in the same area, looking over that ridge side as it. And we would see the other one sort of come up, and it's completely illuminated in lava, and you can see its red flesh from here. It is completely bathed as it circles around the other, and they almost the other one just sort of pull like it's like you're watching Cubs kind of situation where it comes out and pulls the other one in with it, and they sort of play wrestle into, but it doesn't look like play. These are big, huge lava claws as it sort of pulls that one down, and we see the both cascade into the lava pools on the other side of this area, and we can hear their on the other side, and we can see the shadows.
Baby dragons are made.
Can we tell if that's Tinder?
Neither are Tinder. They're too small.
What the heck? Those two dragons. You don't understand. Everyone thought Tinder killed the other ones. Tinder's the only dragon. She kills anything else.
Well, they're either her offspring or undead.
They do look young.
They do, but maybe Tinder got busy?
Well,
what do we do? We just stay here?
Stay here.
We're in the bubble.
There's no way we can fight both of them.
We're the bottom of the food chain here.
I think we're
We-
solidly the middle of the food chain because there seems to be small lizards and snakes, us, and dragons. Solidly.
You're not wrong.
Let's set the scale above those things, yes.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. I mean, it's fair.
This has only been about a 10-minute process. You guys continue to observe.
Yeah, Brolin would.
All right.
It's fascinating. He's never seen a dragon this close.
Want
Yeah.
to take him out?
Oh, sure, Val, Alexandria. How about we just go out there and kill 2 dragons?
Excuse me, I'd like you to get our names straight by now.
Only little dragons.
Yeah, they're little dragons.
Only
Can you turn
little
into a
dragon.
dragon?
That would piss Tinder off.
Isn't that the point?
No. It's not.
Why would you want that?
Who has above a
Nobody
15?
wants-
Who is above a 15 passive perception?
I do.
I do as well.
You three feel a very faint in the ground. Very, very faint rumble.
What's that? Did you guys hear that?
Ah, the mighty T-Rex approaches.
Should
Like
probably
I
take out
said.
those dragons before we get 3 of them.
T for Tinder, Rex.
Tinder Rex.
I have a bad feeling about this. Like
I don't
said,
like it. I don't want it. I don't like it.
Do you guys do anything, or do you just continue to observe?
We are literally powerless to do anything.
I mean, can we tell what color they are at this point?
The one that glowed when it got close to when the 2 dragons got close together, the one covered in lava definitely lit itself up, and probably its partner that was there. They're both red.
Oh, that's not good. They might be Tinder's kids.
We should
told you
try
that,
to
man.
refrain from talking.
They can't hear us through the
They-
bubble.
Yeah, they won't be able to hear us through the bubble. Sound doesn't go through it.
Trust me, I
Not
know
from the
magic.
side.
Don't tell Brolin that. Just tell him we can't talk.
I can hear you.
So
I'm right here.
the dragons on the other side, you could definitely hear them casting their or letting fly forth their fire breath, and there's like you can see some of that streak across the sky in some places. You can hear it pelt into the lava, and there is steam and smoke sort of billowing up from this other side to sort of add to the shadow play of the lava pool's light. So it's very easy to see the shadows like sort of play back and forth, and these things are definitely playing with each other
In lava.
in lava.
Hmm. So, child murder anyone?
Why do you want to fight a
If we're gonna do
dragon?
it, we should probably do it before there's 3.
And we should probably do it while their breath weapons are on cooldown.
You're out of your mind.
They are a half mile away.
We would have to trek there.
Alright,
We are
here's
not
what we'll
prepared
do.
for
We're
this.
not going.
Here's what we'll do. I will shuffle over Brolin. You'll just need to move for this, but I will shuffle over there, right, closer to the dragons. I will recast the bubble, and it will move 5 feet. And then I will shuffle some more, and recast the bubble, and move 5 feet. And we will do this for half a mile.
Is this our cardboard box?
Do you
From
realize
Metal
before
Gear
those
Solid?
minutes, that would take us
Forever.
months.
Oh my
By the time we get there, they'll be exhausted from playing. Or they'll have flown off, at which point all of this is mute and we can go back to sleep.
Would all of you go back to sleep so I can finish my watch?
So we move 10 feet at a time.
Yeah,
That is our
I
goal.
actually agree with Valfie in this, and he Brolin wraps up in his blanket because I'm wrapped up in a blanket. It's nice and warm. But I go back to bed. Just let them deal with it. Don't let them fight. We can't do anything. The dragons.
Wake us if anything changes.
How are we going to go to sleep is the actual question.
If anything changes, I may not need to wake you.
Hey, don't even joke about that.
We're literally now sleeping with his weapon in his hand.
There's no head, but
Just
like two
survived a
arms.
double
sticking
dragon
out.
There's just an
encounter,
arm
and
coming out of
therefore
the
to
shell.
have experience.
All right. You all continue to sit. Are any of you able to get back to sleep?
I'm gonna watch number 2.
Immediately.
Immediately. All right. Watch number 2. They play for the remainder of your first watch, and as you dip into the hour of the second, you do hear something that might not wake up the others as it's faint. You hear a crackling horn soft on the wind. And with your perception 18, you could tell the distance that it's coming from. It's very, very far off to the east. Yeah, never to the west. And as your eyes are drawn to it, you see an immense shadow about 2 miles off in the distance. A huge creature. Unmoving. And it doesn't phase, it doesn't move. We just hear the horn. Make a perception check for me. I want to see how much detail you can get at this distance. This thing is very far off, almost to the very brink of how far you can see as an elf.
Come on, Valfine, motherfucking money.
13. You can spot what looks like other maybe smaller figures around it, but can't get any detail around whatever this very large mass, this dark mass that's sort of resting a few miles to the west.
Can Valfine recognize what kind of horn it is, or maybe what faction?
Make a history
the horn
check.
belongs
Make
to?
a history check.
Need to step away for a second.
Definitely doesn't belong to any of the, because it's a crackled horn. I wasn't able to sort of get that sound, but definitely you think it would either be the horn of a troll, kobold, goblinoid, orcish, one of those kind of horns. Definitely crude in its make, crude in the sound.
A little more crude. Okay.
In the sound. As the horn goes off, though, you can see the two climb up, sort of still nipping at each other, still covered in the lava. You would still hear the as they sort of fight over something as they sort of climb out, one trying to push the other back in, and we would hear the horn again. And I can't do that horn sound.
It's like Matt Mercer's horn sound effect.
Can't do it. You would hear the horn billow out again. I'll go low, not high. Can't do a crackled one. And they immediately sort of like turn both of their heads, and then they nip at each other a little bit more before they take off in that distance, and you can see the lava splatter trail off of them as they fly towards the object. As they do, it lifts itself, and you see the form of Tinder as she silently rises, only her blood-red eyes viewable in her perfect gray silhouette in the distance of the dusk, as she rises up to watch as these 2 dragons, her children, approach her. She turns as they land. They both land next to her and nip at each other, and she turns, lifts her wings, and you barely hear the as she lifts from the ground. A massive form moving almost silently. You didn't even notice where she landed, and that she was only a few miles away, maybe a mile and a half, and the 2 take off after. You see as the small figures, move and climb somewhere you don't know. They get lost in the form of tinder, and they fly into the distance.
Do I know which direction?
To the west.
Oh boy, Tinder has an army.
Well, I guess Rakmar is lost forever.
Well, better to find out this way than now, after trudging through your home.
I
You all
shudder to
talking in
think
your sleep?
who'd
Is
have
that what's going on?
I shudder to
Is
think
everyone
who'd have-
awake?
Yeah, we're awake. We heard the horns, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're really soft.
Oh.
All of the
Yeah,
rest
we
of the
would-
sounds past the children coming there were loud. Because they were so much closer to you. The horns and them taking off and all of that were not so loud.
Okay.
I think instead of waking everyone, Delphine would take notes on the direction,
Okay.
seeing Tinder, the horns, basically documenting what's going through her head at the moment.
Yeah, they would disappear quite quickly in the night sky. The last bits of lava falling off of the children, and you would lose track of them.
Okie dokie.
The remainder of your night goes unhindered.
You mean untindered?
Untindered. Yeah.
Why?
Nailed it.
Before we end
Yes.
tonight,
Yep.
I would like to trance
Okay, please.
memory.
Which one?
Kneeling on the boat and pleading with Valoria to remember us.
All right. You slip back into that moment, into that scene. You watch it play out just as it was before. You watch yourself. You see the sweat on your brow, the terror in your eyes, the fear in both you, but you also noticed it in Alexandria in the moment. You see Brolin's stress. You can hear war down below. You can hear Freesia screeching through the sky. You come back to the chaos of this moment. What are you looking for?
I guess Delphine would look at herself.
Okay. You are as I described you. Are we just reviewing this memory, or was there something you were looking for in particular?
I don't think she knows. I think she was compelled to revisit the moment,
Okay.
and not quite with the direction.
No.
But yeah, she would definitely go back to just kind of absorbing the emotion and the.
Instead of searching the area or trying to find something out, if you are instead just waiting for something to reveal itself to you, nothing does as you review your vision this time. You see what you remember. Most of it.
No blurry bits.
None. You have these memories still. You can see that you are inflicted in this moment, I believe. Or were you not? I think this was right when you were relieved of your affliction.
Yeah.
Alright. Yes, you can review this moment. You could come back to it again in the future, but right now this is exactly as you remember it. The only thing new is seeing yourself from a new perspective. The obvious worry on your face evident.
Okay.
Alright. The third and fourth watches go unhindered, as I said before. The next day is ahead of you. The heat barrels down as it did the day before, perhaps hotter. You can see the glow disappears on the other side of that hill in the distance to the north, but you can still see where the lava hit the sand and sort of cauterized into a harder substance.
Glass.
Glass, yeah. So you can still easily see where that place is, where the magma, the apparent magma spout came from. The day is yours. What would you guys like to do?
Valthane would pull War aside. I didn't want to wake you in the moment, but I know what direction. Well, it wasn't just Tinder's children, it was Tinder herself as well. We didn't see her before. She came later. They were headed west.
I thought you were supposed to wake us.
Well, with us traveling in a desert, we're all going to need as good a rest as we can get. I have the luxury of not having to sleep that long, but I heard horns. But they weren't flaming fist horns or Order of the Gauntlet horns. They were more tribal. I'm not sure what that means or if it means anything, but
This was with the dragons.
they didn't seem fazed by it at first. But Tinder appeared after the sounds did. That's all I saw on my watch.
Well, that's fantastic.
They never came near our area. They just flew off west.
So wait, so Tinder was there?
Tinder was there. She was concealed in the darkness somehow.
Huh. Well, I did hear, I don't know about you, but I did hear a big thump. She just might be quiet. It's scary. She has kids. That's even scarier. Somebody slept with that. She kills everything.
Maybe like a spider, she killed her mate. You know, after the usefulness was over.
They lay eggs, don't they?
Wow.
That is.
I really hope our friends are okay.
What, you
Then?
mean artists? They're fine. They should be fine.
No. We had friends who had a male dragon friend.
We did?
You forget your friends awfully quickly,
know
don't you?
who you're talking about, Asfrisha.
Do you remember their names, Kyle, or would you like me to remind you? I can.
Definitely remind, because I don't remember
You
their
remember Reedlepop,
Reedlepop? Yeah.
You remember Reedlepop, the gnome cleric, Valentine and Dorian, the married couple,
Yes,
Huntress
disabled
and
third
Hunter,
B.
and their friend Brudo, who you never got to meet.
Yeah. They never said anything about a dragon.
Bruto's the dragon.
They did mention hurrying back to him as quickly as they
Oh.
could.
Oh.
How would you know that?
Just call it a woman's intuition.
Okay, but those dragons are pretty old. I mean, they're not. It takes years.
Well, that's good. I can still hope our friends are okay. You're looking way too far into this. Is there anything you need? Can we go?
We
I'm
need to
just
have the
sitting-
Birds of the Beast talk with Brolin.
Oh,
I'm right here. All right,
nothing.
fine, Freesia. Explain to me the reproductive cycle of a dragon.
She
Go on,
goes
I'm late.
into great detail and is making it most it up as she goes.
Wait, so 10 minutes later, you go, so, I'm confused. Where did the fairies come in?
That sounds like an initiative for
Everywhere.
travel. Fairies come in. It sounds like y'all are getting on the road then. If casual talk is becoming the thing.
Gee, thanks, DM.
I mean,
I wasn't
I'm
gonna say anything anyway.
go ahead if
All good.
you guys want to keep if you guys want to keep
No,
going.
we're good. We're rolling travel now.
I mean, I just was assuming
26 deception.
26 deception. I was assuming y'all on the road with the lighter conversation. But 26 deception. Are you all ready to move on to travel rolls? Okay.
Yeah.
If everybody is where they were before, then we can just roll just as we did before. Berlin, you are setting out again to try to find the Dwarven Road with the war at your side. You do not have the extra bonus because you do not have the road with you. And your pace is normal. Okay. Excellent. You are able to find the road again in the morning, but you realize that as you look towards the south, some of you notice that there are seagulls in that direction, visible in some flocks. You are not in this hex. You are in this one. The road that you lost in the afternoon apparently did not lead you any further north. Once you lost contact with it, you strayed towards the west.
Well, we're off to a
We're
great
not too
start.
far off track.
Sorry, guys.
It all looks the same around here, to be fair.
Really, this was the option that we had yesterday.
Alright. Well, I already cast Create or Destroy Water.
Yep,
Need
that's
to
still
fill it
spent.
back up.
Still spent. Which way are we going?
Let's
Due
follow
north?
the road.
Due north. The road does continue north. Alright. Give me the perception check and the foraging check, please.
Can I try something?
Yeah.
A little unorthodox?
Mm-hmm.
Can Alexandria have her familiar fly into the sky?
Oh, and pick up.
If we lose the road, can we have her bird fly up into the sky to see if she could find it?
The bird can aid you instead of war next time you do it, and I would probably give some bonuses to find the road again if the bird helps instead of war. But Alexander would have to choose to order her familiar to do such a thing. But you did find the road.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. We can have war. Continue.
Okay. For a future roll, absolutely. This day offers no challenges to you. The road stays with you for the entirety of your journey. You are all just trekking your way through the immense heat of the land of ash and smoke. This is a free day to interact how you will, or we can move right on to the next day. I'll leave that up to you guys.
There's a scene where it has us in the distance on a dune, and Frisia will utter, "Are we there yet?" No.
I will note that visually, since you did decide to go north, you would pass through those lava pools, and you would see the damage that was wrought by the 2 dragon children as you went through. You make over the ridge, and you can see 8 or 9 large pools of lava, a couple of them completely devastated. Their bits have kind of spread out across the sand and burned up. The others look to still be bubbling in some sense. These were probably fresh from either a meteor or carrying the lava with it, or something of that nature. But the pools, some of the pools seem intact, but the majority of them look well destroyed, and the lava dispersed across the sand, turned into glass. You can see the claw marks raked in the ground. This was a dragon playpen last night. The road is heavily damaged here as well.
Is that foreshadowing? If I ever saw it.
Getting close to the lava, that still is not quite. It's starting to curdle over in places and darken, but you can still see the cracks of light underneath that sort of first layer of skin. There's still a heat as you pass through the lava pools to the north, but they don't last for long. You're able to break away from them. It seems like a meteor shower landed here of lava.
Okay.
This is what the kids do.
It's kind of unsettling, isn't it?
She was watching
Yeah.
them.
There's a reason why nobody messes with Tinder. She's the head of the food chain, Chult.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Armag.
Yeah. Armag is in the water. Far north.
No use dreading about it. She's not our destination anyway.
We have bigger dragons to slay. Dragons, potentially, maybe. Let's just keep going.
Hey, you guys tell me when the next day happens.
We bedding down for the night? After we traveled there?
You can. There's nothing that will avail you this day.
I say next day.
Suddenly, it's the next day.
And it's the next day. That's how it works.
The Rocky montage.
There's no night. It's just the next day.
You guys have the food. You got the water. You're making it through the day. All right.
Desert montage.
Which hex?
It's just us on the horizon with the sun in the background.
As the next day the sun rises, it is sunny with rain showers. You can see that there are dark clouds that hang in the distance, and ever so often you're lucky enough to have probably only a third of the day you are under some form of light rain, but as the pellets were to hit your flesh, they would be as hot as the morning sun. So it's not exactly a cool or refreshing feeling, and
Only mildly acidic.
and acidic as well, because there ash. There's ash, quite a bit of ash in this rain, as it hits the.
Raining
What's
the
up?
majority of the day.
Sparsely, a third of the day. Basically, 1 in 3 chance that your position is dry during the day. So I'll say a third of your day sparsed across 24 hours. There are bits of rain that make their way to you, storm clouds that sort of curdle above you, but no true storm comes from them, just light rain.
Okay. As we pass through some of the rain spots, aside from the obvious heat and acidic properties of the water, Valfine's kind of wincing as we travel. So,
Okay.
Wait, are we traveling again?
Yeah, this is the next day. You're on day 14.
Day 14. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I roll to see what weather will be tomorrow?
You don't have to roll. You just use your cantrip. It's gonna rain tomorrow.
Oh, well, small rain.
The which hex did you guys want to head to, and we'll make our rolls.
I just moved us for why not.
Oh, did you already move us?
Yep, we'll move just one more towards here.
Yep.
Oh, okay. This is that. Yeah, you guys were here and then here. Okay, cool. Just confirming. Very good. The so your afternoon. Wait, we have to roll. So let's do everything the same. So I'll just need the perception, the survival check from Alexandria and Valfine. We'll do our advantage navigation check. Was it, just for thematic purposes, is War still helping you, or are you going to try to get Alexandria to have her owl help you?
No, I think I'm good with War.
Okay. Excellent. Normal pace. Got it. Alright. Yes. You continue to cut through the desert, following to the best of your ability the road. You lose it at points, but you are able to get it back during the morning. Alexandria is successfully able to, and Roland gave me an idea. I feel like you're using Fiera to like help you hunt. I love that idea that she's like diving down to like pick these things up.
Yeah, being a Faulkner or whatever they're called.
It's too cool. I love it. And yeah, Valfine, Eagle Eye over here. Then you wouldn't miss Valfine, as in the afternoon, you are all met with a disturbance in the road. Only a few feet off the road, you see as part of the day where it's raining on your current position. Some of the rain has come down a little bit heavier in this place than it has in other parts of the day, and you see just a few feet off the side of the Dwarven road a bubbling sort of pool of water that sort of formed and coalesced into a mud pit, sort of mixing in this ash and this volcanic rain together to create a pit of mud. And it wouldn't take long for you to notice, Valfine, at probably quite a distance, maybe even 200 feet before you approach these creatures, you would spot some very odd-looking mud-like creatures. You see these sort of small, almost imp-like things. A host of them. Several. Let me quick check. They look quite imp-like with hooked noses. Let me quick get a visual for myself before I show you guys anything. Yep. Hooked noses, and you would see almost mud-like wings on their back. They almost look like imps. Oop, you got your headphones off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mud-like imps. Yep, I'm between having internet issues and people screaming upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Kind of,
Yeah,
sorry if I'm a little distracted.
No, you're good. You these mud-like imps sort of splash around in this puddle. I can give you all a picture, I believe. I should be able to. Yep. They look like this, and you can hear them chatter with each other in a language that I'm not sure anybody here knows. Does anyone speak Aquan or Terran?
Aquan.
You would understand them. Or you hear them speaking to each other as they're kind of like, they have this one's in the middle and it's just taking the mud and like pouring it over its body. The rest are kind of like hung around it. The number that you see is, let me see real quick. There are 4 of them. 3 of them are around the edge of the pit. The mud is sort of bubbling around them, and 1 is in the middle. And you can hear them chattering from this distance. Make a perception check for me, since you are quite far away when you notice this. I put you at sort of max, since that perception check was so good. Oh, yeah, you can hear a lot of their conversation. The name Tinder is dropped a few times. There's definitely quite a bit of there's a few points of laughter, and all of you would hear just sort of this impish-like laughter come from the pool. But yeah, you would definitely hear conversation more along the lines of,
Did you see her last night? Oh, I saw her all right. Making the rounds, she is. Ever since she met that, whoever it is that she met. Did you see him? Oh, I did. Power's shifting in the old ash and smoke, isn't it? Oh, power's never changed.
They all kind of have a voice that's very similar in its tone. Like, you can't exactly tell the difference between who is speaking among them. But it's like,
oh, she's always owned this place, way before the dwarves, yeah.
and they're just kind of like, they're getting at each other, talking about it. It's like,
oh, can you believe it's raining? Oh, the weather's been so hot lately. Thank God for some mud at last.
And you can just sort of hear these individuals. They're right along like a break in the road, practically right in your way, as of mud pits kind of formed probably in the shell of some of the stone of like a crater that hit the road at some point.
Or I'll say they were talking about Tinder.
Anything good?
She met something, some power shift of some sort. So maybe she didn't kill her mate after all.
I wonder if that had anything to do with the horns.
Maybe. Apparently he was out too. What are we doing about them?
You can choose to avoid them if you want. But I will say it will not take long for them to notice you guys.
So you understood them, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what those things are?
No.
Alexandria
100%
would
direct.
Alexandria would recognize a minfant easily.
An infant?
Minfant.
A nymphant.
How would you guys pronounce that? M-E-P-H-I-T. What?
Method?
Method? Method. Excuse me. I don't know how to pronounce old D&D words. A method. You would be able to easily recognize a creature that is probably only really ever brought to this plane either by chance or by summoning. Wizards sometimes employ these things, but usually doesn't always work out great. They're troublesome and tricksy.
Summoned, you say, voice in my head. Are they fiends or...
They're elementals. They're from the elemental planes. They're pulled through. Sometimes used to, well, multiple uses, but they usually never end well.
They're elemental creatures. Selfish like most other planar beings are. Usually brought here through sorcerers wanting a quick and easy fix to a problem. Usually bites them in the ass.
Should we just avoid them?
I don't see any reason to go after them. But that being said, they probably don't mean well for any travelers on the road, so we might be doing people a favor.
Amazing road.
You can hear them in the distance, or
Yeah, maybe you noticed that the patrols have increased around here as well. Oh, speaking of patrols, wait at your six.
and one points over and looks up, and they all kind of like stand up,
They see us.
I know what clocks are.
and they're like,
That's what I'm worried about.
they're looking over at you. You didn't hear that. You don't speak Aquan. You don't know how time is done in the elemental planes.
Hang on a minute.
Oh?
So that meant to, I forgot the name of the law plane.
Yeah, they probably know clocks. Alright, they have to deal with mechanists, okay?
Yeah, you deal with DM all the time. He's got clocks laying around everywhere.
Hey, if you're from the elemental plane and you ever traveled to Mechanus, you know what a fucking clock is. You wouldn't be able to get around there if you didn't.
Watch the time is
They're all just sort of looking at you like, they're like wondering what you're gonna do. It's like a stare down.
War will wave and say, in Aquin, carry on.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh no! No! Roar! Oh!
Oh!
Oh wow!
I missed an hat 20, but 17.
The ability.
Yeah,
Oh,
you say carry on, and they a couple of them dip back into the pool, and then one's like,
You follow my lead. Just stay still, okay? Just stay still. Maybe they'll just go.
and the ones just stand up, and they're all just sort of looking at all of you. They've stopped talking. They're all just looking, and you get a lot of. They're all hook nosed. They're all just kind of looking at all of you, just like they don't look happy.
he'll say to everybody else, "We should just go."
Okay.
We continue on.
You go to move, and as you go to move around, one of them just kind of like scared. He's like,
Just let him go. Let him go.
and he just like puts his hand on his shoulder.
Going around and moving around. It's okay. If we just stand still, they can't see us. Perfectly still. Perfectly still. One of the patrols will pick them up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And they're all just kind of like, they're just eyeing all of you as you pass, and you can leave them behind. They're not going to follow you. They don't even leave the pool. They just wait for you to leave.
Yep.
Keep walking.
They'll say they kept saying things about patrols picking up things and the patrols being increased. I think
Trolls.
that has anything to do with your from last night, Belfi?
That's the only logical deduction we can make, I suppose. Did they say what sorts of patrols?
No, they just referred to them as patrols.
Well, if there are any patrols, I will spot them.
Keep your eyes out.
Valfine proceeds to roll a nat 1.
No, she already rolled like awesome for today, didn't you? 23?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that for
25.
25 for today? Yeah. So, as you leave this sort of afternoon encounter behind, and we continue down the road, you are able to keep with it. You lose it for a few moments, like I said before, but Brolin holds on to this his dwarven heritage quite firmly, and you're able to continue traversing the stonework of the dwarves well into the evening. And upon the evening, you would easily spot, just before maybe 10-30 minutes before you were going to patrol, or you were going to take camp, you see the patrol. You see the patrol that you assumed you see, and you would just see 2 dots of light on the distance, and you can see just the heat coming off the ground like makes that sort of ripple wave, and at first it's just 2 dots of light. As the sun begins to set in the distance and we get dimmer, we would see those lights continue to grow further and further as those 2 dots of light continue turning out, and as they get close to the road, they immediately stop far in the distance, and they turn. They've definitely noticed you, and those 2 patrols are coming right at you. You see these 2 points of light. As they become clearer and clearer, you see these 2 points of light are riding something.
We have serious trouble.
They're coming right down the road.
What
We
the
should
hell
get
is
off the road.
that?
We should get off the road. I don't care what it is. We should get off the road.
Don't worry, I can talk us out of this.
Oh,
Screw talking.
no.
I want to fight. It's been too
Oh,
long. Can't tell me I can't walk on my ancestors' roads.
Now is not the time.
You
Roland.
start to feel like a little bit of rubble, just like from the road. You can feel the shake in the road as whatever these things are riding are getting closer. The 2 lights are getting closer, and the features of these things approaching you are becoming much clearer. Let me get a picture for y'all.
We get a handout of what's gonna murder us to death.
Of course there is. There isn't one for this, but I'm just going to copy it right here so that I can put it on the right page. Bum, bum, bum. Okay.
killed by something that doesn't even have a handout.
I know. They didn't take the time to hand out this
Hey,
one. I don't know
Mister
why.
saw our death coming in advance, 200 feet away.
You see these.
Oh, that's not a problem.
These as they
They're
race
chocobo.
as they race down towards you, you can see these chocobo-esque looking creatures,
Those might be plane strappers.
and armored on top of them, these sort of almost reptilian looking creatures, their skin glowing like magma in the as it gets darker, and there is some light rain in this area. We would see it hit their skin and just sort of burn off as they approach, and the two would surround your party. Wherever you go off the road, they're right after you. There's no travel stealth check. They see you, and they are on either side. They're circling you about, I would say, 30 feet away from the party, at a good enough distance.
When we see how big they are, we just stay on the road.
They are big, like it's a large creature with a medium creature on top of it, fully armored. Do any of you speak, because these things are shouting at you now with their massive metal spears in hand, do any of you speak Draconic or Ingnan?
I do. I speak
Draconic.
Draconic.
Alright, you would hear the voice of these of this creature.
You walk across the Queen's Road. You have no permission.
Doesn't sound happy.
You
No.
carry weapons and supplies. You will drop them now in the name of the Queen.
He's telling us to drop all our weapons and gear in the name of the Queen, and we're on the Queen's Road.
Can I
Fucking
prepare a
chance.
spell?
Can I fight them, please?
Oh no.
You can interact
I
with
want-
them, or you can attack them. They're 30 feet away from you. One is to the south and one's to the north.
I want
As
to
they
punch
circle
him.
around you.
I want to prepare a spell.
You have this chance now. Surrender your goods.
I would like to prepare a spell.
What are you,
You can
preparing?
you can prepare a spell. What spell?
Okay, I'm preparing haste.
All right, you have haste prepared. You see the spell prepare, and its eyes sort of widen as I believe that has verbal components and some components. Says,
Choose wisely. You will come peacefully, or you will
Oh.
perish.
Brolin laughs.
Relinquish your weapons, and you will come with us. Or more will come.
Or you put down your weapons before we kill you.
If you kill us, you are doomed. We are simply messengers upon this road. Relinquish your weapons.
What are they saying, guys? What's going
They're
on?
not merely... They're stupid gecko things.
"There's no geckos in Forgotten Realms. They don't exist. That's not an animal you know about."
They're
Are they
stupid
trying
little
to-
lizards.
There
Are
you
they
go.
trying to help you save on car insurance?
They're trying to get us to lay down our weapons and come.
It's
I
not
mean-
gonna happen.
I hope none of us are planning on doing that.
I'm gonna intimidate him. I'm gonna roll an intimidation check.
Go for it with disadvantage.
Because Brolin, he's on his he's on his.
Oh wait, no,
like,
yeah, just roll it normal.
On his road, he's angry.
What is
He's
the purpose of the
particularly
intimidation check? To get them to go
Uh,
away, or
No, so here's what's gonna happen.
what's the purpose of the intimidation check?
I'm gonna make them surrender.
Make them surrender to you. Okay. Make that with disadvantage.
Well, dang.
So here's what's gonna happen.
So
You're gonna get off your little whatever you're riding, and you're gonna lay down your weapons, or you're gonna die. Plain and simple. Whoever you're following, whoever your stupid queen is, she ain't gonna know anything about you. Because you're
what is
gonna be
Brolin
dead.
saying?
I triggered his initiative rolls.
Go for intimidation. Disadvantage.
Roland's negotiating.
Rachel just sort of throws up her hands and like, well,
Oh, it's just. Oh, can I roll? Can I get my inspiration and get my 18?
No.
Oh.
You cannot. You can't. That's not how that
Inspiration
works. That's not how inspiration works. You can use it to re-roll it, but it's not good here. You still get the lowest roll. You have disadvantage.
I like to think that
You would only go lower.
Yeah. I can only go lower.
Yeah, you are still getting the 6. You can't
Oh, yeah,
undo.
no,
Yeah, if you were, it would be good. Inspiration's good if you have advantage and you want to or not advantage already. Because I don't know. I actually don't think you can use inspiration on a check that has disadvantage or advantage. It would cancel it, which you would have to be used beforehand.
Right.
Yeah, you can't treat inspiration like luck. So it would have had to you have to usually use inspiration beforehand unless it's already a normal roll.
Okay. So Brolin just says, "How about you lay down your weapons or I kill you?"
Impudence!
so. I'd like to say that Alexandria has been just thinking about the spell, and then when War said Brolin's negotiating, she prepped the spell.
That's when you prepped it.
And then
Yeah.
to respond to the impudence, come on, Tiny, come over here and show me what you got.
All right, it will. It will flip its spear up in its hand and says,
In the name of the Queen!
and it's gonna huck it right at you. What's your AC?
15.
Nice.
So, Hope and Hostility is definitely my trigger. Can I cast
Oh
a spell?
shit!
Yeah, you can cast haste. Yeah.
All right, I'm casting haste on War.
Okay.
Yes.
You take 3 slashing damage. I'll say this is piercing as it plunks right into your shoulder, and we're going to we're doing combat. Let's set it up.
Fortunately, they did not speak common.
War, smash.
Nice.
I'm not attuned
I
to my
think War was
body.
all like, "Yup."
We need to stop fighting things that are fire-based.
Yeah.
Let me grab what I need here.
Brolin's got issues with Tinder, and whoever follows Tinder, so
We don't
Don't
know
expect-
if the queen is Tinder. That's the only thing.
I have to set this map really quick. 'Cause it's
We're
gonna be bigger.
assuming.
It's going to be bigger than I thought.
Okay, so important question. How does +1 work if I'm not attuned to the item?
You don't get it.
That's what I thought.
It's been a while, so if you wanted to reattune by now, you probably
Did
could
you
have.
want to?
I mean, I want +1.
You reattune?
If the DM wills it,
I'll allow it if you want to have already done it.
of course.
You feel the bloodlust take over again.
God fucking damn it.
The curse is not removed. And you can inform Alexandria that the wording on the spell, well, you could just inform her that stuff, but the wording on the spell, it does not remove curses on items. It actually deattunes them, but still very useful because I will say you were not able to do that before. You didn't try, but you will not be able to detune from a cursed item unless you have the remove curse spell.
Oh, that's silly.
It is silly. You'd have to have a different kind of spell, maybe a restoration spell or something. I'm not 100% sure.
It takes quite a bit to.
Well,
To-
at least you
to
can break me
disenchant.
from murdering someone, I suppose. If it ever comes down to that.
It'll still be useful on something.
It will be. 100%. It's an amazing spell. But it's also useful to stop her from having to murder something, so if you just use it at any time is nice. Because usually it takes an hour to deattune anyway, so that's interesting.
You can just snap your fingers and be like, no.
Alright. Let me grab you guys in marching order. It just takes a second to set up. We'll do this fight and see how it turns out. Marching order is this. Grabbing you guys. Okay.
I can't wait to watch War go fucking haymaker with haste.
Fucking
So
hasted
what does that
war.
do for me?
I'm so happy.
Oh, it's in
Oh,
the thing. I should
yeah,
be
dude.
looking.
It's fucking
so
awesome.
nice. You should read it and be excited, because you are going to
Okay.
be MVP, my friend.
I can move 80 feet.
Yeah.
I have
What mount?
a 22 AC.
That's awesome.
Advantage on dex saving throws. And additional action. Use only to take
So,
the attack.
that one's
One
there.
weapon attack only. Okay.
Let's get this set up really quick. Okay, cool. This moves down. And then... God, I wish I had this on tabletop soon. So great. That would be there, so it's a little further forward. Okay. Excellent. I will move us over to the situation.
Brolin laughs at the 3 damage he just took.
Alright, Brolin laughs. It is, let's do initiative. Yeah, you laugh, and they're just like
yeah.
pissed. You could see the anger under there. Like nobody laughs in the face of the patrols.
I don't know. This is Brolin's kind of like near his homeland. Okay, if he's gonna act like like Brolin, the most it's gonna be here.
I will have words for you, Brolin.
I love the little icon for them.
Yeah, they're cute. I would.
Prisha is not prepared for this.
Doing initiative.
Alrighty. Okay. This one is going to hold its action.
Which one is that one?
The one to the north. It's going to hold its action.
Okay.
And then its Strider is going to run forward and swing past Brolin. As it does, it's going to attack Brolin, and so is the Rider.
Oh boy.
Brolin might deserve that.
Alrighty.
Oh crap! I have to roll my initiative.
Or wait a minute. Maybe it doesn't have to get close to you. I haven't checked out these riders.
Oh, you're not in the initiative?
Are you not in the initiative order? Roll initiative,
No,
bud.
just-
Definitely. Nice. Just see. Okay. It's not going to get that close to you.
Why am I so low on the initiative order?
I'm going to put you around. Don't worry about it. There. You're right there. It's going to get right here, and they're both going to use ranged attacks on you as they go by. How much can be done here? Okay. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw, Brolin. Okay. As it rolls by, the rider immediately its spear sheathed on its already sheathed on its back during the run. It's got the reins. It immediately turns over, sort of leaps up a little bit, and just and lets like a small streak of flame pour out of its mouth. You're able to dodge out of the way out of it, but you take some of the spray. You take 3 points of fire damage.
Okay.
and the Strider does something different, or something similar. You and everybody 10-foot radius around you, so the whole party, I need y'all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Again, handy right
Yep,
now.
everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Damn.
Nice, guys are killing.
Damn. Jesus.
All right, you all take half of this as this thing spouts a similar streak of fire, but as it hits the sand, it blows up and lava sprays all around you, and you all take half of that. So everybody takes 5 fire damage.
I think War is going to use his spirit shield to cut down Alexandria's damage.
Okay.
By how much?
Not the squishy.
By how-
9.
I am
Okay.
Oh, I
do
don't
that
take
to myself.
Nice.
Protecting
Thank
yourself.
you.
What else?
And I don't take damage either.
Cool. Yeah, you both of you, we see the spirits come out to protect Alexandria. We see Frisia's magics shield her. It's Brolin's turn.
Oh wait, I
Roland.
can't do that. I'm not raging.
Okay, you can't do that, Alexandria.
I
Take
just
your
read
5.
that. Roop.
Taking
Like-
damage.
I cannot take damage because of the shield master. So that
Okay,
was the option.
Then you did not take damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brolin, what would you like to do?
All right, Brolin, roll as he regains his stance from rolling out of the way. He's like, he says, "Oh, you got, little man."
Yeah, you mock
And
him, and he looks pissed.
Brolin will turn into an Allosaurus.
Okay. Yeah, we see you shapeshift. As you take the form of the Allosaurus. Where are you going?
Brolin is gonna move here.
Okay.
Just let me make sure I get the pounce feature right. Come on, shift click. Shift click. damn it.
If it moves at least 30 feet straight towards a creature, and then it hits it with a claw attack on the same turn, that target must succeed. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
What is your movement speed?
60.
60. Oh.
You might be thinking this functions in a different way. That will be a full dash if you run there. Oh, 30 feet and then 30. Okay, that's your full movement. 60. Cool.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you were doing 2 actions.
No,
Alright,
no.
Cool. Yep, you can run
The
there
Allosaurus is just fucking fast.
and go for a pounce. And it will have to be on the Strider.
Yep, I'm hitting. Oh, I'm hitting the strike.
And it needs to make a what kind of saving throw?
Oh, I think I got a. The Alice moves 3 straight forward, clocked.
And it has to hit
Hits
with
it
a.
with the clock. Same turn. It'd be knocked down. If the target is prone, the Allosaurus can make 1 bite attack. It doesn't.
So you have to make a
doesn't
claw attack first.
Yep.
Okay, go for it. We see you sort of run out, do a curve. Go for that attack roll. Hits. Nice, 12 slashing damage.
13 damage.
13 damage, you bloody it.
And then I will do its claw attack.
What about the whole pounce thing?
That's the pounce. If I hit it with a,
It still needs to make a DC saving throw, doesn't it?
It doesn't. No.
13 strength. That target must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw. You gotta read your abilities, my boy.
I'm sorry.
Or be knocked prone. Yep. All good. Let's have it make its strength. It's very strong. It does save. You got a 15. So
Okay.
you will be unable to get that second strike. Alright. You hear it call out, Shapeshifter! And it's Valfine's turn.
Okay, seeing Brolin engage with that, she's gonna turn around and pop the bow at the one behind us.
Okay. You going for the
Shoot at the thing.
Okay.
The thing it's riding.
Go for it.
Alphine kill.
No, it won't work. Never does. Okay.
Nice, good hit. Go ahead and do damage. No, no sneak attack.
She
now.
lifted the true curse.
I'm checking sneak attack. Yes.
All right, 11. That shot bloodies it.
Okay, just gonna shuffle. Is there any kind of cover around here? Anywhere?
None that you can see. You are in an open desert.
Not even a rock.
Do you see any rocks near you?
Can I lay on the ground and throw sand on myself?
Nope.
Rock
Unfortunately.
over here.
Okay.
You're fighting in an open desert. It's not the best place for a rogue.
Wait, doesn't your elven cloak give you automatic advantage?
There's nowhere to hide.
When
you
they
can't.
try to perceive me.
You can't roll the Warcraft stealth. You have to actually, when they try to perceive you, you have to be able to hide.
You know, Valfine, Valera, same thing.
I would give it to you if you could turn invisible, though. All right. Excellent. This creature, he is going to take the dodge action. All right. It is War's turn.
War's going to take a couple steps. He's going to drop his shield and axe right there.
Okay.
Say to Alexandria, stay close. And then you'll see him blur forward, running up there and
Okay.
unsheathing the greatsword.
All right.
Anime.
Yep.
You
Exactly.
see his cloud of sand kicking up mine.
And then he'll say to this one in Draconic, "Who's your queen, whelp?" And then he'll attack the strider that it's on.
Okay, go for it.
Yes.
Bonus action rage.
Got it.
And let's do reckless attack.
Okay, 23 will hit. Alright, 14 slashing damage. Alright, yeah, you, it is bloodied. You wound the creature heavily. Let me just make sure there's nothing else about
Sick.
that. Okay, cool. Just confirming. We're good.
Second strike.
Go for it. It is, bloodied. That hits. Woo.
It's another 12.
How do you kill it?
After saying that, he'll pretty much slash once into kind of its back and then turn around the other way and slash across and decapitate it.
Alright, yeah. You decapitate it.
And
Nice.
He
The
has
Fire
a
New
tasted
Warrior
attack, too.
Fire New Warrior is going to roll off as far away from you as it can because it did well on its dex with the dodge, and it's going to be right here.
Yeah, that's still within range of war.
Yeah, it is obviously, but I'll just say where it rolls off.
If we want anime poofs again, he rolls then just whomp.
Do you still have movement left? You
Brutal.
do.
Yes,
yeah, 80,
I have,
80.
I
Yeah,
have 80.
yeah. You roll right around.
And he'll attack me one more time.
Okay.
Oh, because don't you have another feat?
Yeah, he's got one
No,
more because of the
hasted.
haste.
Oh no!
He's hasted, bro.
Hits.
Oh no!
Yeah.
6.
6.
It cuts into it. It's still alive. That's your turn,
Yep, I think so.
Alexandria.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's as close as I can get.
Okay.
And let's test their wisdom.
Yes. Oh no. Wisdom. All right. Let's see what they got. 13.
Nope, that's not high enough, my friend.
Go ahead and roll it.
Do it.
Roll it. Roll it. Roll it.
It's 2d12 because you're level 5, right?
All right. How does it? How do you kill it?
Just the sonorous sound of death's bell echoing across the sand.
You see its eyes go dark and it just plunks into the ground. It is a corpse. You made a corpse of it.
I'd like to,
I'd like to think purple magic.
I'd like to think that once the bell rings, it's just deathly silent. It makes no death throws. Its body just falls silent and limp.
All right. That's rough. That's so scary, Frisha.
I guess Frisha will Dissonant Whispers the other Strider.
Okay.
Okay. I forgot to check rage.
Just the
I
Strider?
realized did 2 extra damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just the Strider needs to make a wisdom saving throw. "12 will not make it. How do you kill the Strider?
It looks sort of like it has a heart attack.
Alright, yeah. And it just falls to the ground. And it completely just, and to the frustration of this rider, he needs to make a quick dex save not to be prone.
And then Frisha goes down and like wipes some sand off the shield and sets the axe atop of the shield.
Okay. Nice. This lizard knight plops to the ground, and its armor as this thing just dies under it. And it's on the ground with an Allosaurus sort of over top of it, and it definitely sees the situation growing quite dire. I'm gonna roll its wisdom with advantage because it's quite loyal. Advantage. I want advantage. Okay. Yep. He draws his blade immediately in the face of the of this. He'll use 15 feet of movement to stand up. He knows he can't get to anybody else, and he knows he's dead. But he draws his blade anyway. "You will burn for this!" And it's going to just attack as much as it can into your Allosaurus. It's going to take 2 scimitar attacks on you. An 11 and an 18. I believe just 18 the 18 hits. Alright, yeah. It will be able to cut into you for 5 slashing damage. As it fights what is most definitely its final fight. Brolin, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to move 30 feet away.
Okay, it's going to take an opportunity attack on you.
Yep.
And 15 hits. Yes, no?
Yes.
2. Just 2.
Oof. And Brolin's gonna charge and hit it with a claw attack.
Go for it.
Brolin can find the Allosaurus again. Jeez. Claw.
Hits. Nice.
11 slashing.
11 slashing. Nice. It's bloody.
It's gonna make a DC strength.
Yes, it does. $14.
Damn.
Okay. Valfiend.
Yep.
DC 13, right? For that? Jeez.
Yep.
Okay. It's not prone, right?
Nope, not anymore.
But it is next to something.
It is.
That is right. So she's gonna run up, swap the bow for the rapier,
Okay.
and give it a slashy stabby stab. Maybe, hopefully.
Ah, yes, the good old stuff.
That's a crit.
Oh, and there it is. Good old indeed.
It's go for the damage. There's no way it won't be defeated. Killing blow? Yes? No? Lethal? Non-lethal?
I don't have a choice.
You don't.
Yeah.
You're right. You don't. It dies. I forgot.
We tried.
Yeah, you immediately cross blades with it, and you are able to just get that sword out of the way. You twist it around, and you shove this thing right through its mouth. Oh wait, you describe it. You describe it. Sorry.
What? Oh, really? Yeah, she's gonna run up, and it's engaged with the dinosaur. So yeah, she's gonna run up and do the whole like the fencing maneuver, kind of slide the rapier around there, disarm him, and then step back just enough, just the length of the blade, and slash across and slit his throat.
And you just see sort of the red lava-like blood, and you just hear, and
And
it
she's gonna third position. And
flops
then
to the ground. And you have defeated the patrols.
Rage, haste, looting.
Flop, flop.
War has AoE looting right now.
Brolin will resist a roar because he doesn't want to do that.
Okay.
But he will slam down on the corpse out of anger.
All right. Yeah. It's you can mess it up pretty vigorously here.
Dwarven
Risha makes a
diplomacy,
comment
man.
on how she didn't even have to move.
My party's so skilled they didn't even have to move.
She did pull the axe out of the sand and set it on the shield, though.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, you set it on the shield?
Yeah, my stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you do that.
He'll sheath the greatsword and then go back for his stuff after looting directly.
Pick it up.
Yeah, Brolin will turn back. Brolin will turn back into his. And all he will do is he'll kick the corpse like, you stupid bastard. There's still one dwarf what's the region called?
Chult.
Ashen
Smoke.
Oh.
The map's right here.
Well, I meant this area, you know, like
This is the land of ash and smoke. Oh, you're not there though.
the whole dwarven lands, you know what I mean?
The Valley of Lost Honor, but you're not there right now.
There's still one dwarf in these parts.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Quick, Brolin, tell us what time it is.
It's Brolin time.
No. Never mind.
After looting the bodies, we should hide them.
In the sand? Oh,
And
yeah.
we need to hide. Because if these things serve tinder, she
It's
gonna
it's
come
yeah, it's evening.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think the glow fades from Valfine's eyes, and she looks kind of like wasn't supposed to do that sort of thing. Kind of turns to look at Alexandria.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we beat them pretty fast. That was good.
He's,
We all did
he's
good.
looking to.
What?
He's what? We lost
Yeah, we lost
everything
you.
you said.
He's looking directly at Alexander when he said that.
Oh,
How long does the spell last?
a minute.
Because you lose, like, you get exhausted afterward, right?
You lose like a turn essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll hit him. So,
It's like the monster sugar crash.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you feel the world surrounding you just begin to slow down for a good portion of time after the spell fades.
He's walking real turtle speed now. Slow and steady, lost the haste.
Really?
Yeah.
Slow and steady lost that.
Lost the haste, oh my god.
So I'm not super worried about patrols.
I'm
No,
more worried about their queen finding out and coming to deal with us.
Well, we just killed the messenger, so it'll take a little while for that to get back to her.
Well, they're gonna come looking for this patrol.
You're not much of a queen if you have to deal with border disputes personally.
It's a dragon.
Oh, we bury the corpses?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can bury them. I mean, just a few feet into the ground. It won't take up any large part of your day.
Are there any lava pools nearby?
Nope, not that you can see. Not that you can
I was
currently
gonna
see.
say, why
where you are.
Yeah, there you
lava
go. That
We don't
would
need to
be
bury
a good
these
idea.
things, just dispose of them.
The
Lava
beasts
pool.
are harder. The beasts would be very okay. They're big.
Okay, so we light those on fire.
I have an axe.
You could chop it up.
There can be chunks.
It sounds like no matter what, this is a process. So I will
Yeah.
say that it will take up probably a good portion of your day. You'll still have time to commit to travel. It's just you're probably going to be spending your next, I would say, if you don't sleep because you're all tired right now. If you do this now, like this is going to take at least one morning. It's either going to take a morning, an afternoon, or a full evening to completely bury these horse-sized creatures. Unless someone has mold earth.
I don't know.
I wait. No, I think I have.
Roll and eat them.
No, I was gonna say before I turn back into my Roland form, I could just drag them off into the desert.
How far?
Two.
How far we? Then that would
You can
be.
fly over and see.
Yeah, you can do that, but that's your evening. You're not getting a rest.
I have meld into stone.
There's no stone around per se. I mean, there are some meteors nearby. None of them quite as big as the one on that map because I had to blow it up to massive size. So you could maybe meld the salamanders in the stone, but there's going to be pieces sticking out of the striders.
Crap.
We'll have to deal with the consequences when they come.
I will
Shouldn't.
make it look like they were killed by kobold. Stabbing them lots with my rapier.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
God.
That won't take very
What?
long. You can stab him a bunch of times.
He will go. Brolin will go up to War, and he will say, "Bro, War, I'm sorry there. I got a little carried away.
Yeah.
Those little bastards helped take down Harakmar back in the day. Got my blood boiling a little bit. Never thought I'd see one, but I've heard enough stories to know what they are."
I was going to ask about your meditations and how that was getting, or how that was going.
Oh yeah, I'm getting real angry. I'm really good at getting angry now.
Just make sure you have a handle on it. Don't want to be like me.
Yeah.
Your negotiations suck.
I wasn't really trying to negotiate, Alexandria.
They were right about one thing, Moss. So negotiate.
Maybe you should not try and negotiate next time.
Did you not just hear me?
Leave
I
it to
wasn't
the
really-
experts.
War, definitely do not let Brolin take the lead the next time we have to deal with anything. I mean, anything.
I don't think there was a good option there anyway.
Oh, those are fire newts, Alexandria. They're the things that wiped out my home.
And
There's nothing good about them. The only good
And-
fire newt is a dead fire newt.
right, Brolin, but have you
That's
lost sight of the
racist.
bigger picture?
No. But we're
Are
gonna
we
be
here to kill fire newts, Brolin?
No.
Are
we're
we
not.
here for
But we-
Kinder's ire? Tinder's ire?
Hey, you were the one who wanted to fight the dragons last night.
Yes, I wanted to fight the dragon when that was a goal. It is not our goal. To have a giant dragon descend upon us as we sleep isn't
Listen,
going to
there
help
was
us get to Omu.
there was nothing we could have done, unless you wanted to drop your weapons and surrender.
Is it raining right now?
A little bit.
It better not be raining.
There's a little
I
bit
don't
of
like
rain.
Because if it's raining, that means there's moisture. And if there's moisture, there's water, which means I should be getting the water.
I made
Sparse.
the water.
Too sparse.
just-
You're
I
running
just
around
made
with it,
water.
waiting for it to fall.
I just made the water this morning. It's quite refreshing.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the uncaring gods.
Okay.
Regardless, our next couple days, we might want to lay low.
No, I agree. Maybe the road's not the best place to travel, unfortunately.
Well, we'll see him coming on the road.
And seems like there might be an army at our back.
We'll see him coming regardless. Doesn't
I
matter.
think they're in front of us, so we're good.
I'm more worried about Tinder flying in and just scorching us and then moving away.
That's a lot more likely now.
True.
This is all Brolin's fault.
Okay, you know what? There was nothing we could have done in that fight.
We got spotted by a patrol.
They didn't have a chance to
You
get the
didn't
message home.
understand what they were saying. They weren't ready to negotiate. I was just egging them on.
Yeah, and do you really think that's going to be helpful?
Didn't
Everyone's
hurt any.
ready to negotiate.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'll allow it at this point, just so I can see you try, Frisia. I want you to negotiate with a fire newt.
Well, it helps when the negotiator isn't racist.
They wiped out my. Okay, I'm not even going to indulge this conversation. They killed everyone in Harakmar. Almost everyone.
I had a terrible convincing that time. That's almost the lowest I can.
Let's get this debacle over with.
It is
Can we
evening.
at least try to move the bodies into like a meteor pit?
Sure, there's probably one nearby. It'll take
Can
a
we-
small part of your morning or your evening.
Yep.
So, as a side note, can we make it look like the meteor hit them?
Describe to me how.
You have war flop on top of them a couple times.
Hasted war.
Is-
Extra
Do
speed.
you want to try to put a meteor on top of them? Where did the meteor go during their demise? Did it disappear?
Oh, well, we have a meteor pit, so there's a meteor.
Yeah, you could probably try to find the remains and like set that up. The more complicated you make this, the more time it takes. Somebody's not sleeping tonight.
That's the problem.
This one is just too funny.
The only
not to
one
do
that doesn't need to sleep long enough.
One
has
of you
-1
takes
strength.
exhaustion. Who's involved, and you can do it. Because you have to lift these meteors that are just giant boulders of stone.
I used stone shape to do it.
Can stone shape lift it up, or
Nope, I can shape it so I can slide them under.
You're still dragging a full 2 horses and
All right.
2 fully armored
Alexandria.
individuals into a hole. Somebody's getting exhausted. You gotta find the pit.
Alexandria, do you have a spell that can make me bigger?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, we should just go to bed.
You could set him in a pit or move him off the road, and I would
What I was gonna
understand that
say,
taking a
if
small
someone can
point.
make, I can still turn into Toad Brolin. So, if you make me a large creature, I can devour them.
I can't make you a large creature.
Okay, it was worth a shit. I tried.
You can remove them from the side of the road. You can put them in a pit. You can try to disguise them. You could use mold earth to try to like put them into the meteor. I'm totally fine with that. But the more time you spend, the more somebody's gonna get exhausted. But I'm totally cool with you guys doing the bare minimum, getting these things off the road and coming back.
Yeah.
With no problem.
We don't have time to be messing around.
We should at least get them off the road, like into a small pit, so that they're not seen from a long way off. But
one of you make deception with advantage.
That's only gonna be me.
Just to try to conceal them best you can. Or since it's in the open, then there's not a lot of time. I'd say it's just an even roll, so 19. Yeah, you're able to disguise them as well as you can for the time being, so you don't waste your sleep.
Yeah, let's go.
It's pretty good.
Get away from here, and then sleep.
It's pretty well hidden. Yeah, going back into the hut, sleeping for the night.
Police.
Yep.
Air
Do you
conditioning.
guys sleep on the road or over on off the road a bit?
Tonight, definitely off.
Off the road.
Yeah, move away. Yeah.
Become a meteor. Pick a pit and become a meteor.
Yep.
Pick an empty pit. Become the meteor. Sounds good. Yeah, you rest this night. Each of you taking individual watches, and nothing assails you. You're good. Assail. I don't know words. Anyway, you are able to wake the next morning to raindrops plunking on the top of the hut.
Did we get XP's?
Yes, let's get it.
I hate rain.
And with each plunk, it's like a string, it's like a cord being plucked. Plunk, 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 plunk. Let's get these bodies here. There were 4, which is decent. So let's do XP calc 3.
Luckily, I'm still level 5, so you guys act like you're level 5.
Is the... Ooh, that's another good one.
How many are you? You're 5. You're still average level 5.
Yeah.
Excellent. Each of you gets... Whew, that was right at easy difficulty. Each of you gets 120 XP. 1, 2, 0.
That was the first time that Wars used that greatsword.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. What's that look like?
So he'll probably give it a look over after he used it, because that was like the experimental one, right?
Yeah.
To see if it like started breaking or anything.
No, the integrity held. Yep, the integrity held.
So he just kind of looks it over and makes sure it's doing okay, and then puts it back.
Absolutely. It is a new day, friends. We can start advancing now. The morning is yours to roleplay as you wish.
Oh,
or
did we
can
move our
advance.
token?
You did, I believe, right? This was the movement from that day, wasn't it, or was it not?
I think so. Yeah.
This was the
Yeah.
movement. So let me just
Yeah, we're good.
Yep, you're good.
Did we get any loot from that, by the way? I did say looted.
War
a couple
check for
times.
loot, right?
Oh, you
We
said
did,
you were
yeah.
checking for loot. Yeah, you find on their person. Go ahead and roll 4d10. Yeah, you find 16 coins, some silver, some copper, some gold that would form into 16 full gold pieces in total. And you can see that they are probably were at one point minted. They are all melted. They seem to be almost like similar to coins like stretched on a railroad track or just demorphed. They all look as though they've taken some form of damage and do not hold the previous mint that they had. But you have you're able to collect that metal off of them. They had coin purses upon them, and their armor is fitted for them and non-magical. They have weapons that are usable. You have some, I believe,
Spears.
I believe they have spears and scimitars. Or wait, no, let me see. A host of weapons, I would say. Or not a host of weapons. There's two of them. I'll say you guys could pick up pretty much just because I like this idea, rather than like limit them to the weapon they have. On either of them can be two weapons. One simple, one martial. And if you want to pick it, that's the weapon they had on them. Thematically, they had spears. I'll leave that up to you.
I was thinking that we should probably leave some of the money, so like gold in mixed copper silver,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can split the 15, and then we should leave the rest as like, oh hey, they got killed by whatever else.
Yeah, you can leave them.
So they look a little unlooted. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No.
Sounds good.
Totally
Okay.
thumbs up.
Good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we all get 3 gold
Any
worth of things.
Yeah, go ahead and
any
add 3 gold.
markings on their armor or anything? Anything?
Yeah, they have I would say just a simple draconic. There's a draconic. There is a draconic symbol on the shoulder on one side. It's very small and sort of marked into the armor. It's actually probably not draconic. It would be. You don't speak Inguin, do you? The elemental language for fire. Then you wouldn't know what it is. There is some symbolism there. Other than that, it just seems to be armor forged for their build. And it's definitely obsidian in its make. It's black and metal.
She's gonna turn her journal inside out, take a single page, and then like charcoal over the top.
Okay.
We can get it in the book.
Alright, yep. Charcoal over top. Save that symbol. It was just marked that you have a symbol in Inguin. Just remember I-G-U-E-N, I believe we see here. I-G-N-A-N. Ignan. Other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything else upon them other than the armor is made to hurt if anybody were to run into it. Definitely looks like it has some pierce points.
Does it count as a metal?
It's
Obsidian?
a metal, yeah. It's metal. I mean, it's a glass. It's an ore, but it's obsidian.
I know. It's just for druids. It's like you can't use metal.
Yeah,
Just curious.
you'd have to find someone to shape it for you, and you'd have to lug around a big set of armor because it's not magical, so it won't form to you. But you could carry that with you if you want. It weighs as much as plate, I believe, or I believe the whatever's straight under plate.
Brolin can't use heavy armor.
Chain,
Okay.
right? Chainmail? Chain?
No, it's
Armor?
half plate,
Underplate?
I think. Half.
Half plate?
Yeah, they got half. Alright. As I said before, the morning is yours. We can advance as you will, or if there's any discussion between you guys, continue. Or anything you want to do that's minor.
Melfine's gonna poke Valoria.
Yes.
That thing you did yesterday, did not stick.
Great.
Although it should come in handy if a curse would need to be broken on the spot. That would be great, but
Well,
as it stands, my item is still cursed, which is fine.
that sucks. I guess I misread the spell. Or misunderstood it, I guess.
It was worth a try. She kind of you hear the rain, and she's just like on her back.
Yes.
You know, like an old person, like, my joints, my back, the rain.
My joints!
There's 100% chance I can tell that it's already raining.
What's the weather for today?
It's currently raining on top of you.
Okay. What's tomorrow's weather?
There will be a storm, a big one.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's gonna be a big storm. You were right. You called it.
Rain. I hate it.
Not
What do you
gonna
want from
be
me?
able to find water in the desert, they said. You better pack water skins, they said.
I can
gonna
make
be dry this
water.
season, they
I
said.
can make the water. It's okay.
Onward?
Onward.
Yeah, we can go.
Do we want to stealth today?
Brolin
Yeah.
will pat Alexandria on the back. I'm just joking with you, buddy. Come on, we're having a good time in the desert. No,
She
not
gives you, like, this, just the weirdest looking frown, questioning face as she wipes just the thickest sweat off of her forehead.
Oh, look at me! Brolin is literally a lobster. Like, you don't have any right to complain.
There's sweat trickling down his head.
I was not complaining, Brolin. You were talking to me.
Hey, listen, we're gonna have a good time.
I would believe you
Not really.
had
Not really.
that ever been true.
One day it will, buddy. One day.
So, are we encountering anything today?
As we take off to the road, let's see how that goes. We are
We're encountering a storm.
you're currently in rain.
The next
So you will be able to pick up. You should be able, if you guys are set with your prepared spells, set with our current marching order as it was before. Let's go through all of our rolls here that we're doing. So we got the perception. Let's grab the Alexandria, who can also get water in this situation for survival.
Mm-hmm.
I'll allow it.
I'm just saying there seems to be a lot of water in this inescapable desert.
As the water falls into your hands, it slips out, and Ao says, "Fuck you." It's just like, no! Damn
whoever
this
that
world.
Whoever that Ado is seems to be pretty
He's an ass.
indifferent.
Yeah, Alexander
Mom,
could
I
definitely
never
get...
liked you. She screams at the sky.
No! Food and water can be achieved by Alexandria here. So you can save your spell slot, Brolin. You can definitely save your spell slot. You won't have to spend it. Alexandria can cover it. It's obvious when it's raining, when you look out, that she will be able to acquire that. I'm just imagining Alexandria with one of those big jugs on her back going around collecting the water. I love it. It's great. I want that illustrated. It would be amazing. Let's do the navigation roll. It's raining, so just regular rain. There shouldn't be any disadvantages to the nav roll here. You are on the roads.
wait.
What's up?
Sure. It's raining.
It's just regular rain. Your skill bonus is +2 because you do extra +2, so it's a 7 because you are on the road. What is the pace? Are you guys going slow to try to stealth?
That's the question.
Slow, normal, fast?
I gotta roll perception at disadvantage.
If
Extra.
if you go
Come on,
slow, you won't have to.
It's raining.
No, it's regular rain. Rainy, it doesn't. The rain will tell
It's
me
not
if
the
your
storm.
vision is hurt.
The storm's tomorrow.
Storm's tomorrow. This is just rainy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say we go our normal pace. The more ground we cover from
It'll
Roland's,
be
which are
easier to
protection.
hide in the jungle.
Yes. We should reduce our exposure here.
Yeah.
Do we see jungle coming up on the horizon?
No,
Okay.
you do not. You just see a vast desert before you.
Let us not worry on that.
Normal pace then?
Normal pace.
I guess.
Any patrol that spots us, we now have to murder.
You are able to stick to this road or near it enough to be able to follow it quite well this day, Brolin. Your morning and afternoon, while the sun is in the sky, there are no issues. The rain, it's still warm. Now it's just humid. The heat still rises well past 100 degrees. You still need to drink. The water that is collected is unfortunately very warm. So even though it does quench your thirst, it's not comfortable.
It is just as cold as I want it to be.
Do you frost it?
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation. You frost it, and as you do, your fingers fall off. I got you. No, yeah, you freeze it. I love that. Does it actually? Can it make all like that much water cold?
You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living
So
material.
good.
for 1.
Yeah, that's so good. You chill the water, so you guys get beautiful cold. Oh wait, there's ash and
Instantly.
shit in it. It doesn't taste good still.
I can clean it with the same spell.
All right, then you clean it.
Coincidentally,
Can you clean water?
Lucius has been drinking Kool-Aid this entire time.
What is the specification? Give me this spell. I'm gonna ride you guys on this. I'm gonna ride
You
you.
instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot.
An object.
Oh, there we go.
We use
Um,
Druidcraft then, because I'm sure that.
Does Druidcraft clean water?
I'm gonna get a drink real quick.
Don't bring me into this.
It's ash and water. I'm saying you still drink it. It's just not gonna taste good. But I want to see if it.
All right.
Well, it's
yeah,
gonna taste however I make it.
There's literally a purify water spell.
Let's, yeah, I was about to say there is a purify food and drink, so that wouldn't make sense for.
All right. You created.
That's more
Okay.
for poison.
You create a tiny, harmless sensory effect. Predicts the weather of your location for the next 24 hours. You instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf.
It's not gonna kill you to drink it. It's cold.
I'm gonna move our hex for the day because we didn't do that yet.
Yeah, it tastes like ashen water.
It
It's
tastes like Kool-Aid because
very green.
prestidigitation can make things taste like things.
there's still ash in there, so it's grainy Kool-Aid.
That's the Kool-Aid.
Alexandria, do you just want me to make?
Soily.
Do you just want me to create some water?
You know what? Let's look, the water is within an object, right?
You can
Yeah,
definitely
within-
clean the bowl.
With the water you have in it.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with drinking a little ash.
There's
Get
nothing
some
wrong
iron
with
in you.
Exactly.
alright?
It's just like drinking. It's like sand. There's like a little bit of sandy water. That's all. You're fine.
You know what? It'll just have a little bit of texture. I'll even make it
Boom.
taste like Tej.
there you
alright?
go. It tastes like
It'll be
Tej.
great.
Ashen, a little bit of ashen drink. You are all. Your thirst is slaked, which is good. Sated.
Yeah.
So yes, as
Tastes
I
like mimosas.
as I said before, your morning and afternoon after eating your delicious Tej ash mimosas of the land of ash and smoke. You'll be able to tell everybody about this drink. You are on the road as the sun begins to set in the distance, and as it does, Valfine, you notice a light on the horizon off the back where you came, and then you notice another light, and another.
Summon it.
And before long, you see 7 lights racing down the road towards you. And
Hang on.
Pass without a trace.
Nope.
We paid the toll on the last one.
Nope.
That's the story we go.
nope, what?
Nope.
You create the image of an object, a creature, or something other visible phenomenon that is no larger than a 15-foot cube. The image appears at a spot within range that lasts for the duration. The image is purely visual, doesn't accompanied by sound, smell, or other sensory effects. You can use your action to cause the image to move to any spot within range. As the image changes location, you can alter its appearance so that its movements appear natural for the image. For example, if you create an image of a creature and move it, you can alter the image so that it appears walking. Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things pass through it. A creature can use its action to examine the image. A creature that uses action to examine the image can determine that it is an illusion with a successful intelligence investigation check against your spell DC. If a creature discerns the illusion for what it is, the creature can see through the image. What is it?
Can I shuffle everyone off the road and make a 15-foot tall, 15-foot wide meteor that we are inside of?
Yeah, you can.
I make it hiss a little.
No.
All right. Yeah, you
Like,
make it hiss a
it's
little.
Sizzling like it hit not that long ago.
This is great. I love it.
I added something even. I use Druidcraft to make it smell like ash.
Okay. It smells like ash.
But everything smells like ash here.
Oh, no, I'm gonna make it smell like a meteor.
Like ash.
Don't judge me. I'm trying.
Mine's a minor illusion.
In minutes, you see the patrol. You see the patrol come up. The race by. It's on the road. You guys are, I'll say, 30 feet off the side of the road.
That's fair.
And you are all inside this huge meteor. For this, I will give you a group stealth check. For this. And you have to defeat the entire patrol, but you're not going to do it today. You're going to do it next Monday. As we pull off literally the scene at the base of the Iron Gates of Mordor. You guys are Frodo and Sam. I'm the bad humans. As we see if they notice that is not a real meteor. But I'm gonna give you guys a stealth check for that instead of facing just against your DC. I'll let you guys roll together. Good stuff, friends. That is where we leave off our party inside of a meteor, slowly these things getting closer on the road, and we'll see which ones
The real
stop.
question,
and
are
notice.
they in a group that fits within a 30-foot cube?
Who knows? But something I will note, because you guys did not stealth check today, we get our last shot over top. And this is going to give me reason why there's a stealth check and why they even get a roll in the first place, because you turn into a rock's very clever, but they're still going to get a roll to find you. We see your footprints in the sand, and we see them stop in a similar area where you are.
Not if I cast Pass Without a Trace.
You didn't before. This was before. If you would have in the past, maybe. But you would have also had to know this was coming. So,
But Ooptao works in mysterious ways.
I pass without a trace everywhere I've been for the last day. That would be
While
amazing.
everybody's doing that, I could totally use prestidigitation to blow wind and erase our footprints.
You can do them right where you are, absolutely, but near the road, like they're gonna. That's why this is cinematic. I'm not saying that they're. I'm giving you a reason why they do get a roll, which is your foot tracks at a certain point go up to this point in the road and stop. So I'm giving them the roll to try to find you. That's why this is situated, because they're gonna stop in the road where your foot tracks stop, and they're gonna search the area. And you guys are inside the thing, and it's gonna be tense, because your tracks stop there. So we will come back and see how that roll goes next time. I'm just imagining you guys preparing spells inside of this thing, just like waiting, like you're all so ready. It'll be explosive or
I'm just
perfectly fine.
hoping they're in a 30-foot cube.
We'll see. They're probably. I'll definitely put their. They're probably going to be more spread out than that, but you probably can catch quite a bit in AOE stuff, depending on the situation. But you guys are also in AOE, and you already know that those Striders do AOE. So, and we know that your sizes. You guys are in a 15-foot cube, so I'll have the map ready next time we come back. Very, very good, friends. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for playing with me this evening. I super appreciate it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I love it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I love it. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Cool. I'm going to send the stream off, and then we can chat for a little while. I'd like to thank those who hung out in chat today. If you were chatting with us, super apologize. I do not interact in chat. They may. If they don't, it's if they do, if they don't, it's up to them. But your presence is noted. Thank you for hanging out. And if you were in the background lurking, your presence is noted as well. Thank you, friend, for chilling with us this evening. If you're watching this later on in VOD, whether that be on Mixer, Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, 4 places I stream to using the power of Restream. You're from the future, we're from the past, but we're all one part of the Dwarven Road, surrounded by lizard men. It's great. Oh, not lizard men, salamander men. Anyway, The next time I'm going to stream, you'll see me on Wednesday, hopefully playing some Dungeons & Dragons, me and this boy all the way up in the corner, Mr. Josh, playing a mute character, because that's his destiny in every campaign, to never speak. We'll be playing D&D Dragon Heist, hopefully, with a full team. We'll see how that goes. If we don't end up doing it, I'll be playing video games. Who knows what I'll be playing. It could be anything. Alright, I think that is everything. I'd like to thank once again my amazing cast for being absolutely spectacular as always and making the world of Chult come to life with me. It's a good time. Alright, wherever you are in the world, friends, it does not matter where, morning, noon, or night. Make it an amazing day, guys. We just did, so take care. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.